through the left side, base hit! Downing is in to score! And DVC walk it off!
Best high step, he looks down the middle of the field, he's gonna throw the goal route, has a man in the middle, intercepted! Intercepted, taking it down the far sideline, he steps out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage, and that's how you cap the game up.
Sierra Smith quickly worked around, feeding the hot hand, Jasmine got it! 3 threes for number 23.
Who finds Edwards? Edwards needs to get the shot up. Pulls up a deep three. Able to knock it down.
The counterattack. Here comes Carla Ramos forward looking for Noelle Lemus. She's gotten by the last defender. Valentine comes out. Noelle drills the keeper. Lemus. Lemus. And that is a DVC victory. And the Vikings are champions of California.
Welcome to the pregame show. My name's Max Agress with Diablo Valley College football head coach Jimmy Collins. Coach Collins, welcome to your second season here at DVC, but this is your first full off-season and recruiting class. How different does this team feel compared to when you arrived last May?
Every season your team feels different than the year before. There's definitely a level of comfort and familiarity with our staff and our players with the environment that is Diablo Valley. And so I think the biggest difference between last year and this year is just simply a comfort and familiarity that is leading to a lot of confidence in everything that we do.
And so speaking about confidence, you got to feel pretty confident after that 10-3 victory against Fresno City College, holding them to just 213 total yards, and their only score was a 51-yard field goal. The defense bent, but it didn't break. Walk us through that game plan from last week and how you contain Fresno City's offense so effectively.
I think it was the first opportunity for a lot of guys in a long time to play it. And I think that was just the excitement level to be able to demonstrate their physicality and athletic ability. I think we're a really fast and physical defense. I think we have a variety of skill sets. You know, we have some bigger guys and like our D-line, for example, we have some stout guys, but then we have some kind of twitchier, more athletic guys. And I think we have great versatility in the secondary as well at linebacker. It was the first time this year that defense got to play together. We faced a lot of different injuries and setbacks that kept players out during even July workouts, but throughout fall camp. And so kind of coming together that last week, before we got to play against Fresno, just for the guys to be able to look around and see the teammate next to them that they really trusted, enable them to just go play fast and physical. And I think a lot of what you saw on Saturday was the fruits of the hard work this team put in during the off season, during the winter and during the summer in our conditioning, and then also in the spring. We really took advantage of spring football, and we have only a few players that are really major contributors right now that weren't a part of our spring football practice. So getting back to you in your original question, having a full off season, there's great familiarity with our players and what we do schematically, but more importantly, there's great familiarity among each other. There aren't any strangers. This team is a real close group of guys that get along really well and have a lot of excitement to play. And so when you get all that together, your defense is able to play with great speed. I mean, they played really fast, and they really got to demonstrate how physical they are.
And obviously physicality comes with returning talent as well. Santino Acevedo, Wesley Garton, Journey McCoy, Jeff Holden. How good does it feel to have some of your top performers from a season ago be able to come back, and how valuable is that return leadership to this team this season?
Caden McIver, we have Aaron Woodard, who joined us in January, but you're real familiar with our guys. And on the defensive line, a bunch of guys that are rotating that played. We're playing a lot of guys on our defensive line, so it's not just Caden starting, but then we got Chase Caicedo, Arimo Shewa that played a lot for us last year, Langston Cook, who's one of our team leaders. Yeah, so having all that together, it's when we play some of these teams that we're playing early that are challenging, Fresno, American River, that are going to present a variety of formations and a variety of pre-snap movement, that familiarity of working together, we're lining up right, and it sounds so basic, but one of the keys to defense is just being aligned properly pre-snap and then playing with maximum effort and great physicality.
We've got to switch and talk about this tremendous offense. Top returner in the backfield, sophomore running back Ferrari Miller came out, 178 yards on 28 carries against the Rams. He had nearly 1,000 yards a season ago, but this performance almost seemed like he was ready to announce an even bigger year. What's elevated his game going into the 25 season?
Anything you want a football player to be in your program, Ferrari is. 2 times on the Dean's List last year, both semesters. Just unanimous selection to our leadership council, but then essentially a unanimous selection as a team captain. But if you're a football coach and you're looking for a player you want in your program, forget the physical ability that is obvious on tape. Everything he does every day, and just how he has taken so many players under his wing. Even last week, he texted me. He's with 2 or 3 guys. He's taking them around campus to sort out a variety of issues as the first day of school is approaching, and even on the first day of school in regard to accessing books and different financial aid things. I mean, he's literally the guy that players go to when they have a question, and he's a quiet guy. And so he's just as dialed in as you're going to find in a 19, 20-year-old man. He's just dialed in. And then when you couple in his mental approach to everything with his physical God-given abilities and how hard he worked this offseason, I mean, he's probably right around 220 right now, and as fast as he's been since he's joined us out of high school, and understands our offense. I mean, you give him a pen and put him on the whiteboard, he's going to draw up everything. He could be one of our starting slot receivers if you wanted, if that's where we wanted to go with him. So it's just everything has come together. He's matured as well as you'd want any player in a junior college program to ever mature, and now you're seeing him run with unbelievable confidence. And I think, I'm just being honest, this is not disparaging at all. His best game is so far in front of him. I mean, for what we know Ferrari can do, and even what we've seen this week in practice, he's turned it up a whole nother level this week in practice, just in opening up his stride and getting going. And I think some of these, solid 28, 30-yard runs are about to be, home runs here soon enough.
Yeah, you know what they say about those exotic cars, right? You got to let them warm up with them. Once they're warmed up, they're ready to rock and roll. So
Exactly.
switching things a little bit up here, talking about some of the quarterbacks that you have in the room this year. Sophomore transfer quarterback Jaden Macedo went 3 for 3 with 37 yards last week, and then stepping in the second quarter was Kalani McLeod, the freshman quarterback. He came in, went 20 for 26, 222 yards. He did have that one interception off the tip ball that was slightly off the mark. Talk about the poise of this young freshman, and talk about some of this quarterback depth that you have as you seem to want to rotate some players in early on this year.
We're lucky to have 4 quarterbacks I think you can win every game with. Now, obviously, that's you got to do a lot to win a game. But regardless of who we put at quarterback, we have great confidence that our offense is going to play well and we can win. And, the top 2 guys right now are Kalani and Jaden. And, Jaden started week 1. Kalani's going to start week 2. They're both going to keep playing. I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of alternate starts. Jaden brings great experience and poise. I know you used the word poise for Kalani, and I think that's a perfect word for Kalani. And moxie would be another one that I think that Kalani brings to the table. But, just starting with Jaden, he can really run. He only had a couple of opportunities. We got off to a really slow start. Our offensive line, we played 5 freshmen that had never played a freshman college football game last week. And so you watch our first drive, we had a few procedure penalties that literally, it was his first game jitters. I mean, you can't sugarcoat it. We identified it on the sideline. We're not going to hide behind it. And there were some first game jitters. And then we got down in the red zone after Aaron Woodard's pick on, essentially our second drive starts on the 6-yard line. And we hadn't worked the jitters out. And so we had, some more procedure issues. Even though we didn't get penalized for them, we weren't getting off the ball. We had some snap issues. And then Jaden leads a great drive and gets us going into the second quarter. And we have the unfortunate fumble after we're moving the ball great. And I'd been committed to giving both guys an opportunity to play for the foreseeable future. And so it was Kalani's turn to go. And I think our offense had really settled down at that point. Even me as a play caller. And everybody was kind of in a groove, and Kalani kept it moving, which I think says a lot to a guy who is making his first appearance as a true freshman, that as everyone else will settle down and finding a rhythm, he gets thrown into it, and we don't miss a beat. And I thought he handled line of scrimmage really well. We got to really make sure we value the football as an offense, which is going to be the theme forever. But I think Saturday that got us from being at 35, 42 points to only having 10 points with some things we did with the ball that are easy, teachable moments. And Kalani's already learned this week. But he played great. Jaden played excellent with his reps. It just got to the point where we were in that close game, and the offense was kind of moving, kind of stayed with the hot hand, so to speak. And I think that's how it's going to go the rest of the ways. This week, Kalani will go out first, and Jaden will play early, and just kind of figure out what's working for us and get going. And I suspect that at the end of the year, both guys will be the reason our offense is successful. And I think both guys are looking at fantastic 4-year opportunities a season from now.
So moving our way a little outside into the wide receiver room now, Miles Dixon, a breakout performance of his own regard, 9 catches, 131 yards, including several critical third down conversions. It's going to be really difficult filling David Pierre's shoes this season. Tell me about how this wideout unit or any specific player for the Vikings this year is going to come up and step up and deliver in big situations.
Yeah, there's no comparing last year's offense to this year's offense simply because of the offseason we were able to have. I think that's just provided so much comfort to everybody, and the depth that we have in a variety of spots. And wide receiver, we're so much deeper. We have 2 returning starters essentially in Miles and Jake Calcagno. And then we had some guys that gray shirted last year, which has been a great benefit to their development. And then a couple of guys that joined us in January and June. Kai Taylor joined us in January from Boise State, and Darian Mirage transferred in from another college. And, I don't want to go down the line and miss anybody, but then we have Matt Gooden, Garrett Esamanu coming off gray shirts that were very productive. Cole Tome is coming off a gray shirt. He wasn't active last week because of a rolled ankle, but he'll be active. And then, we have a tight end returning. Obviously, with Amani Effido, not just any tight end, an all-league tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we've talked about Ferrari. We have 2 offensive linemen not playing for us that started every game for us last year, Ben Forkowski and Charlie Kruger, that have injuries. Charlie, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. He's close to coming back. But they've been here every day and have provided comfort, and familiarity is a key word for us this year. And so when you get to the receiving core, every guy can play every spot. And last year it was tough to get a guy to play a spot simply because of how fast everything went. But now, Miles on third down this week because Fresno gave us stuff into the boundary. And Miles happened to be in the boundary quite a bit. Same with Kai. And then, 1 week it's going to be Jake, Garrett, Nick Fox is a true freshman, Matt Gooden. I think this week, I know we had 6, 7 guys have catches last week, but I think you're going to see 6, 7, 8 guys have catches this week. It's not going to be the same guys all the time. Like last year against Fresno, the reality was, when at a critical moment, we dialed something up for David. Well, this year, we didn't dial things up for Miles. It just kind of how things transpired on those 3rd and 4th downs, because he did have a key 4th down too, conversion. So what you're seeing is Miles, true sophomore with 8, 9, 10 starts, whatever it was. Another guy who's got a year of college football under his belt. And I think that's something that our players have really embraced here in this era and generation of instant gratification. I need to have success right now, or I'm going to transfer, or whatever. You're talking about, all these kids that were with us last year and did not transfer to other schools. Some guys, Amani Effido, he had a Division I opportunity, he had a Division I scholarship, and he said, I think I need another year to really get to where I need to be. Literally, he could be at Eastern Michigan right now, suiting up for them. And I think these guys are understanding the term development, and you're seeing the development of all our players, offense, defense, special teams was money. But again, you have sophomore, punter Jacob Johnson back, who now leads the state with a 54-yard average. Kickoff team, kick return is dynamic, but you look at our kick return team, you're looking at a bunch of sophomores out there. So getting back to the question about the receiving core is we have great depth of guys that are experienced, even if it says freshman next to their name. They've been in college for a year. They've been in our program and our offense for, at least all of 2025, if not most of 2024. And when you're playing with quarterbacks that can throw the ball like we have, man, it's an exciting time. And with an offensive line that is athletic, physical, and smart. I went for it I know I'm getting on a tangent, but I went for it on 4th down, late in the game in our own territory, because, I felt like a 1st down really was going to give us a chance to kind of end the game. But in the time, Fresno called timeout, and our 3rd down play got stuffed. And the entire offensive line, all freshmen, explained to me in the timeout huddle what mistakes they made and how if we did something similar, they would be able to block it correctly because they knew what mistakes they made. And it was one of the more impressive conversations I've ever had with a group of football players, let alone freshmen, that kind of made the decision for me a no-brainer. All right, let's go run it. We were in the same play, and I'm not giving away any secrets. You watch the tape, 3rd down, 4th down, same formation, same play. On 4th down, we pop it for, 30, 40 yards and get us down into where we took a knee. And 3rd down, we lost a yard. And the difference was nothing other than a bunch of mature, even though they're freshmen, mature guys that are athletic and smart, articulating what happened on the football field, as opposed to, Max, you hear all the time, just they can't stop us, right? As I told the guys, it's kind of like the old school offensive lineman of, no matter what, they can't stop us. Well, these guys came and said, Coach, this is why they stopped us, but we know how to make sure they don't stop us again. And it was one of the more memorable moments I'll probably have my entire coaching career. So all of this ties together, leads to us feeling really optimistic and excited to get another opportunity to play a game against somebody else.
Absolutely. Just to give a little more context, it was 100+ degrees on the field the entire day going into the fourth quarter, having that situation, and then Ferrari eventually breaking out that 42-yard run. That was essentially the dagger at the very end of everything. Also impressive and something that really stood out on tape as I was watching this week as well. But taking our shift and our focus over to American River College, a team that was ranked just number 5 a week ago, coming off a big upset loss. What type of challenges do they present to you guys this week?
Well, they're going to be on fire. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, we know they lost a game they feel like they shouldn't have lost is going to be their mentality. Obviously, a year ago, we had a kind of a program-changing win at their place. So, we've heard about it all year in recruiting that they're coming. Even their head coach made a comment to me about, you better get your spring practice going because you got us week 2. It's like, all right, here we go. I get it. So we got a team that's coming down here, and they're going to present a lot of challenges because they're going to be a well-coached, athletic, big football team, which is exciting, which is what we want. And right now, we're looking at every opportunity as a chance for us to continue to improve. And there's so many things that we're doing well that we want to continue to do well. And, that's a huge challenge at any level, but, staying consistent, not just doing something well one week, but doing it every week. But we've also, like any game, we've identified more things that we're not doing well that we know how to do well, if that makes sense. And so we just need to continue working on ourselves and just worrying about kind of our mantra and our program is we need to do everything better than everybody every day. And that's all that matters. And if we keep kind of handling the little things that we ask our guys to do every day, and us as coaches, myself included, continue to do the work that's needed to be done when it's needed to be done, we truly believe the scoreboard's going to always take care of itself.
It seems like all the philosophies you've been trying to push since you came here in May are starting to turn into fruition. We saw hints and bits of it last year, but now everything's starting to gel and it's going to look like a great 2025 football season here for the Diablo Valley College Vikings. Coach Collins, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it.
Of course, Max, appreciate you very much. Have a great game.
And on the other side of this break, we'll get ready for kickoff and the start here from Viking Stadium as I bring you the action as ARC takes on DVC here on DVC Vikings Live.
And we are about 7 minutes and 50 seconds away from kickoff here for the home opener of the Vikings. Welcome to Viking Stadium for the home opener here in the 2025 season. My name's Max Agrest, bringing you all the action from Diablo Valley College this year. We've got a top 15 matchup coming your way between the number 13th ranked Diablo College Vikings hosting the number 15th ranked American River College Beavers. The Vikings riding high after last week's 10-3 road upset victory down in Fresno where they took out the 8th ranked Rams. The defense held the physical Rams offense to only 213 yards and they only scored one time in that game. It was a 51-yard field goal attempt with seconds ending the first half. The defense may have been a little bit, but they fortified when it mattered most and they only gave up those 3 points. Despite the offense having 436 total yards and 22 first downs, red zone mistakes were the storyline. Red zone mistakes and turnovers were the underlying cause for the Vikings only scoring those 10 points. So I expect them to come together, get those opening jitters out the way, clean it up, and put up a ton of points today. Meanwhile, on the other side, American River College comes in fired up. The Beavers looking to rebound after a 21-13 loss to the College of Sequoias in that upset. And despite outgaining COS 481 to 251, the Beavers turned the ball over 4 times. And man, that was an absolute backbreaker for them. 3 interceptions by sophomore quarterback Jet Harris. And if that name sounds familiar, yes, it is the same Jet Harris that threw 2 critical picks last year and that dramatic loss to DVC in week 2 during the 2024 season. These 2 programs have unfinished business after last year's matchup where the Vikings marched into Beavers Stadium and the heavy underdogs pulled up and pulled off a thrilling 28-21 comeback victory. For Diablo Valley College, the head coach, Jimmy Collins, excited as ever. After inheriting the program in May last year, this is his first full offseason, his ability to recruit his own team and implement his own system. You do have quite a few key returners coming, mixing in with some of this fresh blood, so the sky is the limit for this revamped Viking squad. On the other side, American River College, they're looking for redemption, trying to get back for last year's and trying, more importantly, to get one in the win column and get back to 500 to start. So your keys to look out for this matchup. First of all, Vikings sophomore running back Ferrari Miller. Man, he was electric. 100+ yards in that first setup. Had the dagger on 4th and short from his own 40-yard line to push it forward and start taking some knees. Can he replicate that first week 1 magical performance, or will this athletic American River defense come up and make him work for his money? Jet Harris, another storyline. Will the ARC quarterback find redemption, or will he continue to struggle against the Vikings this year? And last but not least, the turnover battle. DVC turned the ball over 3 times themselves, but they were able to even it out with forcing 3 turnovers of their own. And ARC, on the other hand, 3 turnovers while only taking the ball away 1 time. So it's going to be who can overcome these early season jitters and provide their team to prove to be the powerhouse they expect to be. On a perfect day here from Pleasant Hill, just a smidge over 70 degrees, 2 top-ranked teams, a budding rivalry, and the Viking squad looking to go 2-0 for the first time under Coach Collins. The slate is set for what should be an exciting matchups. The Vikings, the Beavers, kick off on the other side of this break here on DVC Vikings Live. And we are live here from Vikings Stadium. ARC won the toss. They deferred, so the Vikings will be getting the ball first. We'll get a look out at the freshman quarterback out of Vandit and Kalani McLeod. McLeod came into the second quarter, 20 for 26, 76-yard percentage, 222 yards, and an interception in his debut here with the Vikings. Expect to see Jaden Macedo as well. He will come in at some point. And until then, a whole lot of fun coming your way. Kicking it right to left will be ARC. Returning left to right will be the Vikings. The kick returners are Nicholas Fox, number 88, and number 29 in Elijah Bowe. Kicking off for ARC, it'll be number 49, or number 48, Alex Hensley. ARC in their white tops, white bottoms, and white helmets with the maroon-colored lettering as well as the red trim on the other side. Green tops, green bottoms with the green domes, and the white numerals with the white trim for DVC. Whistles blow, checking the lineup. Jotting forward. Swings the right leg, and we're underway for the home opener here at DVC. Getting the reception there is Elijah Bowe, as Bowe takes it towards the 24-yard line. Tackle made by number 29. That is Marquay King Johnson. And the Vikings offense will be sent out to the 24-yard line to start. Vikings working left to right here. And we'll get a look at this offense with the freshman at the helm. First team All-League back at Vanden, the Offensive Player of the Year. Solano County's all-time passing leader, Kalani McLeod, leading the troops out onto the field. And they will line up with a trips look to the far-hand side. In the backfield, of course, it's Ferrari Miller. And the offset shotgun here from the near hash mark, motioning Ferrari into the flat. The pass will go over to Ferrari, and Ferrari has space out to the 30. A nice pickup at 5 on the play, and the tackle made by number 36, Edgar Montez. That's actually the defensive back, Zari Fortune, number 32. And that's one of the folds that's different this year for the Vikings. Ferrari was a lot more of just a bell cow back last year. He wasn't used too much in the return game, or in the receiving game, I should say. And he's been used quite a bit in that regard up to this point. Coming in, that's already his 4th catch of the year. Stoppage and play. Likely going to be a false start on the Vikings. And this is one of the things you cannot have. I was talking to Coach Collins, and it will be a delay of game, rather. But I was talking to Coach Collins in our pregame interview that you heard, and he was just talking about how some of these young freshmen coming out here making their very first start, having some of these mistakes, but it's the second game. You got to tie things together, and I know you've got 5 starting freshman offensive linemen up to this point, but you got to just get it a little bit more under wraps. Play action fake, looking to pass for the second time is McLeod. And McLeod able to get his man down to the 10-5, touchdown, an explosive play to Kai Taylor to start. Kalani McLeod perfectly finding his man down that sideline. And it is the sophomore out of Pittsburgh, the bounce back from Idaho State, and that Division I talent and Division I speed was on display right there. Second play, an explosive start. And that is 7 points on the board. Holder on the play. The reserve quarterback in Bryce Fusick. And it's Adrian Guzman, the kicker for the Vikings here. Snap is off, the hold is down, kick is up. Splits the upright, a flag down on the play, however. Take a look at what's going on. If it is on the Vikings, especially in the situation with kicking at the JC level, you might see them try to move them back 5 yards. And it's an illegal formation on the offense. Let's see if ARC decides to add it on. on the kickoff, or no, we got our answer right there. They're going to repeat it. So that is a common strat sometimes you see here at the junior college level. Guzman is a capable kicker, had a 25-yard field goal, went 1-for-1 last week. But Guzman now going to have to try for a 25-yard attempt. Set it up right between the hash marks, and it's a 25-yard attempt this time around. Let's see if Guzman can knock down the PAT. Snap is off, the hold is down, the kick is up for the second time. Plenty of leg on it, and the accuracy right down the middle. So just like that, DVC on their second play erupt with a massive pass for the touchdown. Bryce Fusick holding it well, and that special teams for the Vikings making it happen early on. That is exactly what Coach Collins wanted to start. Getting that offense rolling early, and why not do it on a 75-yard bomb down that sideline? We know this offense under Coach Collins can go out and get it done. Unfortunately, last week it was the red zone issues that affected it, but hey, if you're scoring from outside of the red zone, you got to feel pretty good about that. Try to get an eye and see who the returnman now. It would be Halim Thali, the 6'1 freshman out of Elk Grove. And the other eye out there, 83, that's Tamel Horton, the wide receiver out of East Clovis. So one of those guys going a little far away from home, from Fresno all the way up to Sacramento. Late substitution here. Play clock has not started, so I think they got plenty of time to do it. And so after the 25-yard PAT, Adrian Guzman lining up, saying it away again. Guzman has plenty of leg. He can definitely kick it out of the end zone. Kicking it left to right here. 13:55 counting down. And this won't be a squib kick. Off the face mask of an up back, diving down to pick it up, and he'll take a hard hit down to the 26-yard line. Tackle made on the play. Edgar Montez will be credited with it. Ball will be spotted down to the 26-yard line, and this is when we'll get a chance to see Jet Harris and company for the first time. Harris is a sophomore out of Dixon, California last year in his 2024 campaign. 1,745 yards, 58% average, 12 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He's 1 for 3 on the year in the work out of the pistol. Expect to see a lot of heavy personnel for this offense. They'll go a quick pass in the near-hand side. Catch made, breaks one tackle, and a very good pickup there by Halim Thali. Tackles made by Journey McCoy alongside Wesley Garton to start, and that is a first down for ARC. Expect a lot of 12 personnel, which means 2 tight ends, 1 running back. And expect ARC to want to take their big boys up front and try to dominate that line of scrimmage. Lining up with 3 receivers tightly bunched up the right side of the offensive line of the pistol once more. From the near hash mark 37-yard line. Hand up the gut, trying to cut his way to the outside, gets wrangled down behind. Only a gain of 2 on the play. That was a carry by Elijah Gutierrez. Walker, the one on the tackle. A gain of 2, making it second down and 8 from the 39-yard line. 12:52 counting down after an explosive start from the Vikings offense. Motions the receiver. It's Thali a little closer inside, and the quick dig to the far-hand side. Caught and tackled right at the spot. Frank Akuri, the sophomore out of Elk Grove, California, with a pickup of 5. Going to be 3rd down and short. Tackle made by Anais Walker. Pardon me. Third down and short. We saw Fresno able to move the ball against the Vikings, but when it came down to it, the Vikings able to get stops and hold them off on 4th down. And now a defensive lineman in at tight end. Toss to the near side, bobbled momentarily, enough space to pick up the first down, a gain of 4 on the play, and he's tackled down by Io Phillips. Getting in the party as well, Lamaj Roach. Roach, the freshman out of San Leandro. Athlete of the year and a first-team All-League selection out of San Leandro. Says he likes his game being like Luke Kuechly, so that's got to be a lot of studying, a lot of triggering, and being able to read the offense's mind before they even know what they're doing. Checking the clock right now. One interesting fold coming into this 2025 football season, you have connections into the helmets now, so the head coach or offensive coordinator able to talk to his quarterback. That is a different fold. Some issues here as the play clock was not reset to 40. Things will get fixed up right now. But yeah, that difference in communication, you don't have to see those sideline handoffs and all that jazz where you got to block it out on film anymore. The communication goes straight to the quarterback, and it's more of an honor code situation once you actually get the play to start. You're not supposed to talk to them when they're actually in play. And it seems like everybody up to this point has gone ahead and made that happen. Getting some early season mishaps out of the way. It is technically week 1 for us here in the booth on the road for the first time on week 1. 2 tight ends set. Hand off to the right side. It's over to Gutierrez on the cutback lane. Eventually tackled down. Journey McCoy came up, made the tackle after a game of 3.
Next on the tackle.
Getting into that party as well, Santino Acevedo. Acevedo, one of the leading tacklers for the Vikings last year. 48 total tackles, a sack and a half, 10 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, and 2 interceptions for the first team All-Base 6 selection and the JC Gridiron All-American linebacker. 2nd down and 7. Motions the receiver out to the far-hand side. 2 tight ends off the left, and they'll hand it up right the middle. Breaks 1 tackle, out of another arm tackle, and spaced down to the 29-yard line. Eventually tracked down by Jeff Holden alongside Journey McCoy. Arm tackling is not going to get it done against Elijah Gutierrez. Gutierrez, the 200-pound freshman out of Tracy, and it looks like ARC wants to hurry up to the ball. Up to the ball quickly here on 1st down and 10. Same formation, same handoff left side. Has space once again. Tackled down after a gashing gain of 9 on the play. Journey McCoy getting his name called out a lot. And that's not necessarily where you want to be. You want your linebackers to come up and make some of these plays. If your safeties are coming up and making the tackles, you're getting a little too far forward. And just like that, back up to the line. Flip to the right side of the field from the near hash mark. There's 2 tight ends line up out there. Out of the pistols. Number 8, that's Trevor Hargis. And Hargis throws the ball up into no man's land. So I don't know if there was a switch up here or if it's been Hargis all along. Hargis started over at Yuba College in 2023, 51% average, 1,554 yards, 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. His problem was taking sacks early on. So a change up early at the quarterback position, something we weren't expecting. New running back is in the game. That is Nathan Crawford. Out of the gun on 3rd down and short. Took the shot on 2nd and short. Lining up tight. Shifting that formation. Maybe a toss crack back on the right side. Instead, it's a quarterback keeper. Shuffles and tackled down. A 2-legged takedown by the Vikings, holding it down to 4th down. A really good job shuffling alongside that defensive line. And it was one of the defensive linemen, Io Phillips, at a University Place, Washington. Io Phillips, a recruited athlete, had NAIA and Division II level offers out of high school, decided, hey, I can do something bigger. Now under center, expect a quarterback sneak. Instead, a handoff. Tackled right at the line, and they'll give him 2 yards for the 1st down. Tackled by Richard Siaki. Ball spotted down at the 19-yard line, and a couple good runs here. It was Jeremiah Archidesmengles. He's listed as a defensive back, but lined up in the backfield and took that carry. Now we'll quickly line up here. Tight end motioning over to the left side. Two receivers to the near hand side out of the gun. Looks short and had that ball poked away. Trying to get it into the hands of the big tight end in Joshua Feuerbach. And it was Wesley Garton able to come up and break the play up. Garton has been such a valuable athlete for the Vikings. They've been able to stick in their four-man front and 4-3 base because he's essentially your nickel. You don't necessarily need a nickel when you got an athletic guy out there that's able to get everything done. Tight bunch, handoff, bouncing to the outside. Can he get the flank? No, he cannot. The handoff went to Zaire Eastman. And Jeffrey Holden, the 5 on the other side, able to make the tackle for loss. A loss of 3 on the play. Change the formation here. Switch out some fresh bodies for ARC, bringing back Joshua Fear back in. And the Vikings bent, but they did not break last week, and they're in a similar situation here. 3rd down and 12 from the 22. The running back is number 21, Archie Desmengles. And it's a false start on the offense. That'll send them back 5 yards, and that is not where you want to be. So a change up here. Have Archie Desmengles listed as a defensive back, but instead he's been the second running back in the formation up to this point. 2 receivers to the far hand side. Out of the gun from the near hash mark is Hargis. Hargis, a deep ball down the sideline, has a step on it, and a great job, but they're going to call the flag. I can understand why the officials called the flag there. Aaron Woodard was there on the defensive assignment. He was half a step short, but when you don't turn that head, they got to call it every time. You have to be able to turn the head at the end of the play to knock that ball away for any chance for them not to call the flag. I get he didn't necessarily touch him until near the end of the play, but that's just not how you play defensive back in the modern day scape. So after an explosive start for the Vikings offense where they had a 75-yard touchdown over to Kai Taylor, now just inside of the 15, the ball spotted down at the 12-yard line. Still an opportunity to pick up the first down at the 2nd. It's Trevor Hargis. Hargis motions his outside receiver, a Curry all the way to the outside, and they hand it off up the middle. A jump cut inside, and eventually brought down a second effort to get a few extra yards. Wesley Garton was in to make the play, but a very nice pickup of just about 7 on the play. Archie Desmengles. Been an interesting new fold here. A few different looks. Trevor Hargis getting the start today, and then getting a new running back in there. Big boy front coming in. Braden Grover, the defensive lineman, lining up as a fullback, but there's no space there. A party in the backfield for the Vikings as it's a tackle for loss of 2. Into the backfield, Richard Siaki. 3rd down now and just about 7. There is a ability to get a first down at the 2. So a change up here in our rosters. 21 today is in fact Nathan Crawford, as we expected. It is not Desmengles. Got an update there from the stats person of ARC to fix that one up. A change up in jerseys. Quick pass to the near hand side on the quick slant. No flag on the play. Incomplete pass. On the double move, trying to get the slant in the middle. And instead, Santino Acevedo did well in coverage. It'll be 4th down 4th and 7 from the 18. Or pardon me, from the 8. It should be about a 25-yard field goal attempt from this point right in between the hash marks. Landon Richardson handles the majority of the kicking duties for this team, kicking and punting. Eric Phillips, the holder, and this is a bad situation. An offsides by the defense. It will be a 5-yard penalty, but it will still be 4th down. It'll be a 4th and 2, and this changes things up. Now in this situation, 4th and 2 from the 4, it looks like the kicking unit will stay on the field, but you could have an opportunity to potentially go for it. Even if you turn it over on downs, you're pinning the Vikings offense deep into their own side of the field. Let's wait for the official. Offsides on defense number 50, and that's Staffordshire Taimani, the freshman out of Pittsburgh, California. And so the kicking unit will stay on the field here, but it makes it 4th and 2. So it's only a 20-yard or 21-yard field goal attempt at this point right between the hashes, and it looks like ARC electing to go for points. Snap is off, and it's a fake up the middle, diving forward, and it looks like he's stopped short. Eric Phillips went forward. The wide receiver took the nosedive down the middle, but Jeremiah Foney making the push, getting the stop. A fake on 4th down and 2. A head dive into a brick wall, and the Vikings defense get it done. Bend, 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 but don't break. What a play. I was talking about them taking points, but you have your wide receiver there as a holder. You feel comfortable, but instead turned away for no points inside of the 5. McLeod once more, handoff over to Ferrari, and Ferrari into a pile, only getting a carry for 1. Akio Martinson, the freshman out of Loomis, able to make the tackle. This is one of the best defensive linemen for American River College. The All-State first-team all-defensive line. He was a 2-time All-Metro recruit, a 3-time All-League player, and he was a Division I bounce back in his own regard. Played at San Jose State for 2 years, entered the transfer portal, and came here. I should say he redshirted for San Jose State, played a year, and now he's over at ARC looking for an opportunity to prove his worth once more. Working out of the pistol from his own end zone is McLeod between the hashes. A handoff over to Miller, and Miller breaks one arm tackle before the party comes to get him, only a gain of 1 on the play. Jonah Erdoin, the sophomore out of Sacramento, California, the Grant Union product. Backup safety makes the tackle. A couple of yards and a cloud of dust for the Vikings offense up to this point, and it's 3rd down and 6 from the 7. McLeod, 3-step drop, stepping up in the pocket, fires downfield, has a man once more, into the bucket, through his hands, and that ball was dropped. Damian Mirage had 3 steps on his defensive back, but just wasn't able to bring it in. Closest man there was Zaire Fortune. And just like that, the Vikings offense having to send the punt team out. Explosive plays are there. You just got to capitalize on it. The ball was in the right spot. And you know what they always say? If you can get your hand on it, you should catch it. Now we'll take a look at Jacob Johnson, only his 2nd punt of the year. Had a 54-yarder the first time. Plenty of space to boot this one away. A high, winding punt. Fair caught down to the 42-yard line. Colby Eckhart able to make the stop. And just like that, a quick turnover and great starting field position for American River College as the ball spotted down officially at the 41-yard line. About a 38-yard net punt. And it's 7-0 still for the Vikings, but ARC, an opportunity to try to march down the field once more. They got stopped on that fake punt. Too high shell for the Vikings defense. Two tight ends off that left-hand side. Quick pass by Hargis. Hargis off the hands of his intended receiver. Drop balls becoming epidemic on both sides. Frank Curry was the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 41-yard line. 5:20 remaining here in the 7-0 game. Back up to the line of scrimmage, working with a little less urgency. They ran the hurry up to find some success early on. And it's 12 personnel once more out of the pistol set. Two tight ends off that right side. Handoff up the middle. A jump cut in the backfield. Breaks one tackle. Now has some space. It's Nathan Crawford out to the 41. Breaks an ankle tackle. And he's escorted out of bounds after a gain of 7. Journey McCoy joined alongside Caden McIver to make the tackle. It'll be 3rd down. Or pardon me, it's 3rd down and 3 officially. Ball spotted down at the 34, and at this point, you might feel like it might be 4-down territory. Crawford still in the backfield, and Hargis having his plenty of opportunities now in his first start. 4-man front, handoff up the middle, gets the push, and the diamond up the gut brings the ball out to the 29-yard line. A 1st down for Nathan Crawford. Aaron Falacao, the freshman out of Fairfield, 6'1", 320 pounds. The GSL All-League Fairfield Lineman of the Year. Coming across the mountain way. The big nose tackle has had his impact in this one. Stretched left side. Nope, it's a play action fake pump fakes. Rolls out to his right. He looking to run it. Last second throws it. Finds a man on the sideline. And a hard hit there. Damian Williams able to make a 12-yard catch on the play. Aaron Wordard eventually pushed him out of bounds, but a flag on the play. Looking like it's going to be a hold. Illegal player downfield, rather. And that's what happens in these situations. We have so many extended plays. You think the quarterback's going to run, and at the last possible second, they throw that pass. And those big boys up front are taught to block. If you're blocking and pushing a man downfield and you get past the line of scrimmage, it's a little bit difficult to stay back there. And that is usually seen in an RPO offense, but in this case, just the extension of the play by Hargis resulting in that illegal man downfield. So it'd be 1st down and 15 now from the 34-yard line of the Vikings. From that near hash mark, Hargis out of the pistol once more. Motions Williams off the right side of the offensive line. It's another give up the gut. Surfing through defenders is Elijah Gutierrez before being taken down by Lamage Roach. A nice pickup on 1st down for the Beavers here as they get about 7 yards on the carry. And just getting some clarification from last play, number 74, the left tackle, Jeremiah Costilla, was the man to go illegally downfield on the last play. 3 men extended off the right side of that offensive line, and out of the pistol is Hargis. Handoff, middle of the field, turn around, stand on his feet somehow. Santino Acevedo was the first one to get there. Held onto the ankles and able to only limit him to a carry of 2 for Gutierrez. Nathan Crawford checking back in on 3rd down. It's 3rd down and 6 from the 25-yard line. 2:45 counting down here in the opening quarter. It's a 7-0 lead for the Vikings as they exploded on the scene with the 75-yard pass, and then a fake punt, or pardon me, a fake PAT turned into a turnover on downs before the punt sends us back here. The cowbells are ringing here in Viking Stadium. Hargis looking to pass, rolls out right, pressure comes, throws the ball away, has the man in the vicinity. That's what they'll say. So the pressure on the quarterback came by the way of Lamage Roach. Lamage Roach. Gotta get that one right for them. Flip right now, and it looks like from the near hand hash mark, The PAT unit will come out. This is a 42-yard kick. Up to this point, 2 for 3 on the year. 32 yards is the long. So Landon Richardson, an opportunity to try to get a season long. From 42 out. Snap is off. Hold is down. It was bobble momentarily. Still able to get plenty of leg on it. Straight through the uprights. What a leg that man has. Landon Richardson able to convert on the 42-yarder. That one was good, 50 yards plus. And the score now 7-3. ARC takes it about 15 yards down the field, able to convert on the field goal. And the Vikings have given up their first score here in the opening quarter. Only gave up 3 points up to this point in the year for the Vikings defense. That makes them ranked number 3 in the 3C2A after 1 game played. Special teams, also important here. Feeling a little bit hot on the field. It was about 74 degrees at kickoff. But, you know, everything gets a little hotter down there with the pellets. It is early on in the season, so we'll see how these young athletes' conditioning holds up. Elijah Bowe out there to return it with Nicholas Fox. And the kicker in Alex Hansley coming out to boot this one away. So we saw an opportunity to try to make a deep pass, but it was just through the hands of the receiver. Vikings taking full advantage of their speed today. Expect to see some more deep shots come in the direction of ARC. Retreating, fielding this one in his own end zone, and taking a knee. Made us worried for it a little bit. Fox did a little bit of a jog forward, just doing his best running man impression. The ball spotted down to the 25-yard line, and that's where the Vikings offense will get their start here for the 3rd time today. Everybody in the booth getting a little weary of that one. Played us all off. So a change up at the offensive line about midway through. Zaire Young was the starting left tackle. In came Razzie Wilson into that latter aspect. But it looks like Zaire Young continuing at his left tackle spot up to this point. Vikings lining up in a heavy personnel of their own. We'll call this one 21 personnel. It's Elfido lineup as the fullback. And timeout taken by DVC. This will give us an opportunity to take our first timeout of our... Back here on the field after the 30-second timeout, and the Vikings offense coming out 1st down and 10 for the 3rd drive of the day here at the 2:17-minute mark, working left to right. McLeod, the running back with Ferrari Miller, the bell cow back in the backfield, and they'll hand it off on the jet sweep. Turns the corner, has some space. Down to the 51-man at feet, pushed out of bounds. It's Nicholas Fox. Saving the day, it's Devin Williams, the defensive back. But what a big-time run by the Vikings. Know how many yards, chap? We'll get you the yardage in just a moment, but big plays have been the prerogative of DVC up to this point. Play action, fake pressure in his face, off his back foot, floats one up, attacking the ball and bringing it down to the 14-yard line. Kyle Taylor comes up with another big ball as he's brought down by Gavin Malloy. Zaire Fortune, the defensive back, rather the one to make the play. What a terrific start for the freshman out of Van. And he said, hey, you want to play two quarterbacks? Let me say no. Jaden Macedo earned the starting spot, but Kalani McLeod has taken it all away. Handoff up the middle over to Ferrari. Ferrari body surfing past defenders, picking up a gain of 4. Such patience in the backfield before Akio Martinson able to make the tackle. Inside of 1 minute to play here in the opening quarter. 4 for 5, 144 yards and a touchdown. Have yourself an opening quarter, McLeod. You still got a minute left to play. Blitz looking like it's showing off that left side of the line. McLeod calling. They back out of it. McLeod surveys. McLeod delivers. Too far over the top. Is he in? No, out of bounds. Couldn't quite tightrope that back line was Jake Calcano, and it's an incomplete pass. 3rd down. Flag in the backfield as well. Substitution of offensive lineman here. Charlie Kruger coming in for Edgar Hernandez. So Kruger, the starter of all the games last year, had an early season injury holding him out, but it's good to see Big Charlie come back in. So it was a holding call, but ARC decided to decline it. They don't want to give DVC another opportunity. They value the down more than they value the 10 yards. Late substitution once more by this Vikings offense. It brings in number 41. No, that's 42. I don't have a 42 on my roster, unfortunately. So a timeout, and we'll take the timeout as well here on DVC Vikings Live. Ball back on. We got that 42 lined up. That's Jurion Dickey, but it doesn't seem like he's out there right now. Sprint out right. McLeod throws off the hands of his intended receiver. That was Miles Dixon on his first pass coming his direction. And an uncharacteristic play by the sophomore out of Bishop O'Dowd. And the Vikings sending out the field goal unit for the first time. We saw a similar spot on the PAT. This one will be from 25 out once more. Just like clockwork, we're right back there with Adrian Guzman, but this one counts for 3. Long snapper is Andy Arias. Holders Fusick. Snap is off, the hold is down, kick is up, and the wobbler finds its way through the uprights. And at the 48-second mark here in the first, DVC now with 10 points after the 25-yard field goal. A field goal on one side, and the Vikings answer with a field goal of their own on the other. Guzman, a very capable kicker, and I know you got to be feeling pretty good about that. The kicking situation a bit shaky last year for the Vikings, but when you can get guaranteed money inside of the 30, that is where you want to be. Drive started at the ARC 25, and after a minute 29, it results in 3.67 yards covered in less than a minute and 30 seconds. That is the Coach Collins offense we've expected to see, and it's been on display up to this point today. Adrian Guzman back out there to kick it off. And it is Tremel Horton, number 83, out there. Alongside 80, pardon me, can't see the number at this point. I believe it is Damarian Williams is the other returner. This one is squib kick up the middle, fielded by one of the upbacks. He's going to carry it out to the 35, and that's a big man with the ball pushing his way forward. Spotted down. Let's see where they spot it. Spotted down at the 41. Let's see if we can get a name or a number on the returner there. That is the defensive lineman, Davin Chisholm, the 6'1", 253-pound sophomore out of Elk Grove. That is a big body moving forward. Hargis will come out for his third drive, and different formation right now. Three receivers tightly stacked at the top of the numbers. Handed off on the sweep to the right-hand side. No space to work this time for Nathan Crawford. Crawford only a carry of 2. Crawford up to this point has been the main ball carrier. 10 rushes now for 52 yards with a 71-yard long. And he was eventually brought down by Marley Alapati. Marley, one of those great linebackers, unable to get a tackle last week, had offers from UNLV and Army out of high school, decided to come the JC route, and one of the many Division I talent ridden on this roster players. Quick pass in the timing route to perfection. Out past midfield is Frank Curry picking up 9 on the play. Ananias Walker made the tackle right close to the sticks, and it's third down and about half a yard. That'll bring us to the end of the quarter. So after 15 minutes played, it'll be third down and 1 on the other side. 10 DVC, 3 ARC, and this fun home opener for the Vikings here on DVC Vikings Live. Switch to the sides of the field, but when you're spotted down to the 50, not much extra movement here on third down and about half a yard here. Third down and a yard at midfield. Handoff up the gut, space to go, and it took the second level defenders to bring down Nathan Crawford. Journey McCoy came in to make the play. A little extracurricular activity on the far hand side of Santino Azevedo gets in it with number 76. I believe that's 75, Donovan Ria. Trevor Hargis, another handoff. This time, hands all over the ball for Crawford, nearly stripped after being tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle by Jeff Holden. Caven McIver got in there as well. These defensive backs have been throwing their nose inside of the hole. They're coming out there and they want a piece of that action. You don't always see that. A lot of times you got some pretty boys on the outside that want to look nice and cover, but these DBs are hitting hard for the Vikings. 2nd down and 10 from the 43-yard line, just inside of the near hash on the Vikings C of their midfield logo. From the 43, it's Hargis. Quick swing out to the far side. A stutter step, can't get past the defender as Zaire Eastman tackled down by Santino Acevedo. He tried to come and juke him out of his boots, but you're not going to do that for the leading tackler of the Vikings. Got a suplex at the end, just for good measure. A loss of 2, so 2 negative plays for ARC sends them out to the 45-yard line. Vikings only gave up 3 points last week against Fresno City College, and up to this point, 3 points already given up on a 42-yard field goal attempt. Hargis looking to try to get some of this yardage back. From the far hash mark, 2 receivers to near hand side. Hargis looks near side. Hargis steps up the pocket, past his guard, and he's eventually taken down to the 41-yard line. The quarterback keeper, and it was Marley Alapati coming up from his linebacker spot to make the play. It'll be 4th down and 7, and the offense stays on the field. From the 41-yard line, they will not punt it. Vikings already stopping ARC one time on 4th down as they went for it on a fake field goal, and they'll line up tight, bunch to the near-hand side from that far hash mark out of the gun. Hargis on 4th and 8 from the 41-yard line, and a timeout taken by ARC. That is their first. 2 timeouts already taken up to this point for DVC. 1 timeout burn here with 11:59 remaining by ARC. We'll take it alongside with them on DVC Vikings Live. And after taking the timeout, the punt unit will come onto the field for ARC, and it looks like the Vikings offense, barring any fake punt situation here, will be the ones to send the the Beavers offense away. Late substitution here, and they get off just in time. Jake Calcagno, the deep man to return it, who came on with seconds remaining. This one a shorter punt that'll take a ARC bounce inside of the 15-yard line, and it's spotted down to the 12. 29-yard punt, but that one's inside of the 20, and that is all you could really ever ask for. Forcing the Vikings to try to drive the distance here. They've done it a few different times up to this point. One of them resulted in a 25-yard field goal, and one of them resulted in a 75-yard bomb. Deep balls have been open up to this point. 4 for 7 for 144 and a touchdown is Kalani McLeod up to this point. Ferrari Miller joins him in the backfield. Trips to the near-hand side out of the shotgun. McLeod staring down the defense, going right to left. Calls for the ball. Chest high snap. Looks to the near-hand side. It's a screen pass. Caught out to the 15-yard line. And the ball is out. It looked like the whistle may have blown, and it does seem like the receiver was down. Damian Mirage was the man that they ran the screen for, and he was down before the ball came out. Down to the 21-yard line. It'll be a 9-yard gain on the play. And Akil Martinson, man, he's been everywhere. Called his name about 4 or 5 times. And from a defensive lineman spot, you're really getting in on the action. Especially as an interior guy. Second down and short. Expect the Vikings to take a launch down the field right now. Instead, it's a quarterback keeper. The first design call we see up to this point as he dives forward, and Jalen Macedo, who comes in here in the second, getting an opportunity now. Ball carrier tackled down by Mason Kelly, number 49, and Macedo hurrying up to the line. Second quarterback we're seeing right now for the Vikings. Macedo, another quarterback keeper up the middle. Macedo hit hard right on the ball. Did well just to hold it. And another tackle there by Akil Martinson alongside the strong safety Takai Takahashi. Gain of 3 on the play. Jaden Macedo, the EBAL All-League player out of high school, was a base 6 all-conference quarterback over with the Owls of Foothill College. Decided he has a better opportunity here with DVC. And the starter in the opener now getting some burn here in the second. Kalani McLeod, pardon me, it's Jaden Macedo with another quarterback keeper. Turns the corner, has some space, tight-roping the sideline before he steps out of bounds down to the 50. An explosive run, and it's 18 yards later. Macedo looked like he wanted to pass it, but hey, when you have all that green grass, you gotta take it. Macedo, 2,200 or 2,198 yards last year at Foothill. He has a heck of an arm, had a 7-2 long pass. In a lineup with the 2 tight ends set up the left side, they'll use Elfadil as the fullback. Right side, Ferrari Miller right into the pack for Devin Citron, able to make the tackle. Vikings love using Ferrari Miller in that backfield, and he is truly the number 1 back here. You got a lot of talented players underneath him, but Ferrari will get 90% of the carries. That's right there in the game plan. As the game gets late, as the defense starts to break down, that exotic engine in Ferrari will keep roaring and push you through. Out on the spread this time is Macedo. Heels on the 41. Macedo steps up, standing tall in the pocket, backs up, throws the ball away at the last possible moment. This one might be intentional grounding. No flag here. I didn't see a man in the area, but hey, you'll take it. Really interesting to see Macedo there. He is such an athletic quarterback. We've seen it on essentially the first 3 plays or 3 runs off his own legs. And I'm just a little confused there that he stood so tall in the pocket. But just like that, it's 3rd down and long. From the 45-yard line, it's 3rd down and 9. 9:01 remaining. Macedo barking out calls, making the check out of the shotgun spread. 3-step drop, steps up in the pocket, in flow, throws it to the sideline, swatted away. Tried to find Kai Taylor, but the defense was there. Christopher Butters matched up well. The sophomore out of Vacaville, California, will get the stop. Punt unit coming out for the Vikings.
Number 7.
Kai Taylor has been the man today. They've targeted him deep. They targeted him early and often. Up to this point, 2 catches for 103 yards and a touchdown on that action in the first. The sophomore Jacob Johnson lining this one up high, swirling, punt, forcing a fair catch down to the 12-yard line. No fair catch called, so this ball will be spotted down inside of the 12, down to the 7. Flag on the field after the tackle was made by number 88, Nicholas Fox. The spot on the field, it might be a holding. What a delight it is to have the sophomore out of Livermore, California. The 5-star punter by CSK shows the distance, shows the airtime, And it is a threat and a weapon to have him. And an illegal blindside block will be half the distance to the goal on top of it all. Half the distance to the goal as the ball was eventually fielded down to the 7. So this one marching all the way back. Officially a 42-yard punt by Jacob Johnson, but that airtime makes ARC pay. Down to the 4-yard line is where this offense will have their first start. This is their worst starting position up to this point. They'll line up in the pistol, the single back look. 12 personnel. Handoff up the middle, space! Nearly breaking free, eventually gets 11 yards as Nathan Crawford, and that's what the doctor asked for, prescribing the pill to the freshman. Wesley Garden with a touchdown saving tackle, and now working with the hurry up, 8:33 counting down for the Beavers. Flip the formation, two tight ends off the left side rather, and a bunch of folks will jump off sides. This will be a 5-yard penalty on the Beavers scooting them back. It seems like when they've gone out and trying to hurry up, they've had some issues. Jaden Suggs, one of those 4 tight ends in that room, was the one called for the false start. Suggs, a capable athlete, 6'4", 245 out of Auburn, California. A volleyball and a football player. You know he's got them hops, so if you throw him up on a jump ball, he'll show you how he can get up. Played running back in high school, was a heck of a running back. 111 carries for 914 yards. Expect to see him playing some of that fullback role in the backfield at some point potentially. Gain of 3 on the play by Nathan Crawford before he's eventually wrangled down by Morley Alapati. Gain of 4, so it'll be 2nd down and 12. I guess that's technically a gain of 3. Gain of 3, 2nd and 12 from the 17. 7:41 counting. Down here in the second quarter. It's been a fun game up to this point. Explosive plays. Trevor Hargis. Handoff once more. Off the right tackle. Some space to work with as the ball pops out and the Vikings get on top of it. Davian Sherlock stripped that ball and the Vikings force a turnover. Garton was the one that knocked that ball loose right into the hands of Davian Sherlock, and the Vikings get the stop, and they'll have prime positioning at the 29-yard line. What a play by Wesley Garden. Forced a fumble last year in a massive situation to have the Vikings come back. I'm blanking on what game that was. I believe that was the Foothill game against Macedo. And the Vikings offense will come out with Kalani McLeod once more. Lining up with a up back off the left side of that line with a tight end as well. A pass now for McLeod. Pressure comes, rolls out to his left, throws off his back foot, throws it away, and a holding call will likely push the Vikings back 10. Pressure by Gavin Malloy, the sophomore out of El Dorado Hills. A JC Gridiron preseason All-American player. The 10-yard penalty pushing the Vikings back after that Garton forced fumble. This defense has been so opportunistic this year, and they prove it once more. Spotted down to the 39-yard line. It's 1st down and 20. Fari Miller, 4 carries at this point today, and they'll elect to stay in the air. The go route down the far sideline, into the hands, and a touchdown! Julio Dickey comes into his first game. We didn't even have him on the roster, but he's running sprints down the sideline, bringing it in for the TD. Penalty late. That's going to be likely excessive celebration, but the 39-yard touchdown pass drops it into the bucket, and that is the arm talent of Kalani McLeod on display. A guy that we didn't even have on the roster with enough of a trust in your man and knowing the spot he's going to be able to drop that perfectly. Have yourself a day.
The result of the play.
Unsportsmanlike on DVC at the end of the play. And it'll be assessed on the kickoff. 5 for 8, 183 yards and 2 touchdowns for Kalani McLeod.
6 points. 5.
6 points up there on the board. Snap is off, the hold is down, the kick is up, and a successful crossing of the T on the PAT, as it is 17-3. The Vikings' explosive offense does it again. Adrian Guzman has been so good up to this point. And the deep shot down the field. We ran one play, was taken away on a hold, and 1st and 20 say, hey, let's take it all. The drive will officially be 29 yards because of the play, but the catch a 39-yard touchdown, and this receiving core is blazing fast, looking like a track meet down on the field. Just like that, the kickoff unit comes off for the 3rd time here. The Vikings receive the ball, so they'll be kicking it off after the half. But hey, we still got 7 minutes and 6 seconds remaining here in the opening half.
Again, it's 47.
Again, Adrian Guzman, the one to kick the ball away. Halim Thali and Colby Eckhart, the 2 deep men. Heels are on the 13-yard line, as the Vikings on that excessive celebration will have to kick it away from the 20. These are the situations that are really difficult to be in for a kicker. Another 15 yards added on. And Guzman has the ability to knock that one into the end zone. But if you take too low of an angle, it leaves your coverage team in a little bit of a disarray as they try to sprint down the field. We still have a traditional kickoff here in college football, thank goodness. None of that new kickoff stuff that we're seeing at the NFL level. Jotting forward. And a low, wobbling kick will bounce down and be taken at the 24-yard line. Make his way up to the near hash mark. A flag comes in late, surfing, fighting, clawing as Halim Thali. And that was returned about 24 yards out to the 40. They're going to bring him down actually at the 46-yard line. And it was Davion Sherlock, the man who got that fumble, making the tackle. A hold will likely bring ARC back, though. So the ball will be brought back closer to the 35-yard line. 54 was the man to call on the fraction. Tyler McCowan, the 6'3" linebacker. So that one will be spotted all the way back down to the 25. So about 20 yards of yardage of what would have been on the return. Brought down, so the drive will start out from the far hash mark, working left to right. It's a new quarterback in the backfield now. It's Michael Van Hook. Van Hook, the stretch to the right-hand side, runs right into the back of his offensive lineman. Taken down right at the line of scrimmage was the running back. Tackle by Langston Cook. Langston Cook, a terrific player for the Vikings from a year ago. And Michael Van Hook now, keys to the car. Haven't seen Jet Harris up to this point. We're expecting him to be the starter coming into this one.
Go Gate, 2nd and 10.
Get you more information on Van Hook in a moment. The running back in the backfield that just got tackled for loss was Elijah Gutierrez. Gutierrez stoned after a nice little pickup of 6 yards. Eventually brought down by Santino Acevedo. A really tough run. Making a 3rd down and 4.
Gain of about 6. It's 3rd and 3.
So the 6-foot quarterback out of El Cerrito making his way up north about an hour up to Sacramento. He'll be the one trying to make the plays happen for ARC's offense. 3 points put up by the Beavers offense up to this point. It's been a Vikings-dominated matchup. 3rd and 3. Handoff up the gut once more. Charging through the line. Gets near. And I think they'll give him the first. Ball's down to the 35, so they will say it is a 1st down. Langston Cook with another tackle. And it was Hakeem Anderson, the sophomore out of Roseville, on the tackle. Or on the carry, I should say.
We go under 5.
1st down and 10. 4:58. Counting down. Big front in that Okie look for DVC, facing against that really heavy set. Trying to go for it all. Thrown in double coverage. Not much space there. Intended receiver was Frank Curry. They've been targeting him a lot. He's been the main wide receiver up to this point for the American River College offense. A shot on 1st down, and it's 2nd down and 10 now from the 35. So many heavy sets, 2 tight ends, even 3 tight ends. It'll be that 12 personnel. 2 tight ends, 1 running back motioning Hakeem Thali off the left side of that line. And a stoppage in the action, likely going to be a false start. It'll be 2nd down and 15 if this is a false start. And they back them up. That'll be it. Let's see who was on. I don't think they're going to. Oh, there we go. Number 87 called for the false start. That is Jacoby Baxley, one of those mini tight ends on the roster. So it's 2nd and 15, just like that. New quarterback under center is Michael Van Hook.
5.
Rush off the left side. Avoids tacklers for a gain of 7. Nice play there by Zaire Eastman.
11.
Tackle eventually made by Wesley Garden, who's had his paws all over this one. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 after the nice rush.
We're at 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 from the 38-yard line. Vikings a late substitution. Can they get off in time? Yes, they do. The back is still Zaire Eastman. Van Hook calling for the ball. Belt high snap. Looks towards his running back. Corrals it down to the 40-yard line. Down the sideline. A late flag. Maybe a late hit. As it was Santino Acevedo there on the sideline to make the play. The flat defender just was not there at that point for DVC. A little interesting to see a late hit called so fast when it was just a little bit of a shove. So they called a late hit on Santino Acevedo. I guess he finished through the tackle when he made that push out of bounds. The running back probably gave himself up. It was the freshman out of El Cerrito. Played alongside Michael Van Hook. That's why they got that great chemistry. Zaire Eastman, the 2-star recruit out of his high school class, has given them a bit of a spark with his graduating classmate in the backfield. From the far hash mark, another handoff. and running right into a bear hug of sorts. Right there in the middle, Jeremiah Phoney blotting out the sun, filling that gap.
Funny. Gain of a yard, 2nd and 9.
As a defensive lineman, your number one job is to open up those lanes for your linebackers to make plays, but when you can get yourself a tackle, it's got to be pretty good. As a former Vikings defensive lineman myself, I'll tell you, yes, it does feel quite good indeed. Tight bunch to the right side, the motion the wide receiver all the way out. That's Williams, the lone receiver on the near side. Right down the middle, Gutierrez rumbling down the field. Hit hard, but plenty of yardage to go. 11 yards on the carry, and mock speed continues for Michael Van Hook and the offense. Outside of the red zone from the 25-yard line on 1st down and 10 between the hash marks. They'll run it up the middle once again. The first tackler couldn't quite get there, and Gutierrez is able to stay on his feet to get back to the line of scrimmage before Wesley Garton gets there. Wesley Garton all around. He has been the man tonight. 6 total tackles up to this point for Wesley Garton, as well as that forced fumble. 2-minute timeout, and we'll take the timeout alongside with them. 2 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter on DVC Vikings Live. Giddy up, the offense back on the field for ARC, and it's Michael Van Hook finding some success here, being inserted in the 2nd quarter. Fake the handoff, rolling out to his right, has a man, but overthrows him. Jaden Suggs, the tight end, was rolling free. No one within a 3-yard vicinity, but just an off-the-mark pass there for the freshman. A little more information of the no-name man from a moment ago, number 42, Jurion Dickey. Formerly an Oregon Duck, was a redshirt sophomore out of East Palo Alto, one of the highest recruits, a 5-star recruit out of Menlo Atherton. Had to leave the Oregon Ducks for off-the-field issues, and now he's on the gridiron here. JC football, baby. Michael Van Hook eyeing down the defense, stepping up in the pocket, has a man open! And an unsuccessful connection with Suggs for his 2nd time. Miscommunication between the defensive back and the safety left the tight end open. But Van Hook, in his first playing time of the year, off the mark for a 2nd time. The field goal unit comes out on 4th down and 10. Officially, this will be a 42-yard field goal attempt, the same spot that he knocked it down earlier. 42-yard line for Landon Richardson, or 42-yard kick, I should say. Snap is off, the hold is down, ball, but momentarily gets enough leg into it, and the accuracy is there once more. No! My eyes deceive me. That one looked good, but it might have been the shadow instead. Off the mark. DVC will stop ARC after 2 errant passes, and the Vikings will continue to lead 17-3, 147 remaining here in the second. Last time the Vikings got on the field was after that forced fumble from Wesley Garden, as they were able to drive down and score in only 1 minute and 39 seconds. And let's see what they've got with the minute 47 remaining. Spread, pistol look. It looks like it's McLeod out there once again. Nearly gets the defensive end to jump off sides on 1st down and 10. McLeod barking out calls. 8 seconds remaining here on the play clock. It'll be a give. It's for Rory Miller, staying on his feet and can't get past the ankle tackle. Only a gain of 2 on the play. Tackle eventually made by Zaire Fortune. He's been everywhere today. And just like that, back onto the ball. 2nd down and 8. 128 remaining, and a jump off from the left tackle. It was Zaree Wilson checking in at that left tackle spot, hitting himself in the head. 6'4", 315 freshman out of Fairfield. Played offensive tackle and defensive tackle. Came in at left tackle last week, and he's a physical beast to be presented. Got some swag for OT as well. But unfortunately, gotta hold your water, big boy.
Wow. That's the first.
So American River is saying they want the time on the clock. ARC still with 2 timeouts left, so because the clock was running and there was a penalty, you could take that 10-second runoff. But instead, taking the false start, making it 2nd down and 13. The clock will start at the snap. Quick pass over into the flat. And it's Miles Dixon finally able to making his first catch. The clock should stop here with 1:16 remaining. And it's 3rd down and 10. In that situation, you might want the clock to be running. Vikings in a tough spot on 3rd down and 10.
DVC.
Tagaloa giving his defensive line a talking to right now on the sideline. So good to see him back here after getting into a bad car crash. So happy to see him well and on his feet coaching. And on the field, the pass over to Kai Taylor, and Kai Taylor will be tackled down a yard short of the line to gain. Timeout taken by ARC at the 104 mark. Gavin Malloy and Mason Kelly, the 2 to make the tackle. So an interesting situation to be right now for DVC. It is the ball spotted down at the 34-yard line, about half a yard to go. Your offensive line has been up and down tonight, but with the physical legs of a guy like Jaden Macedo potentially, I could maybe see an attempt at a quarterback sneak in this situation. Obviously, you give ARC plenty of opportunity if you do that, but I've seen Coach Collins roll the dice. We saw DVC go for it on a 4th down and 2 at the end of that Fresno game. And in a similar situation, will they try to keep this drive alive? Both the offense as well as special teams huddling, and it looks like special teams will come out. The right call to be made. Jacob Johnson has had a great start to the day. This is his 3rd punt attempt. JJ, 38-yard average, one of them inside of the 20. But more than anything, it's just been the airtime of some of these punts that has really paid dividends for the Vikings. Colby Eckhart will line up at the 26-yard line. JJ steps forward and a lower wobbling punt. This one will take a DVC bounce and continue to tick inside, curling out, spotted down to the 27-yard line. Not the best punt off the leg of the sophomore, but it does flip the sides of the field, only leaving 56 seconds remaining. So a little bit of a mistake here from the Vikings, not letting the ball run until the officials call it dead. So with 56 seconds remaining, it says there's 2 timeouts, but I believe there's only 1 more timeout remaining for ARC. I thought they called the second. I could be mistaken. It'll be first down and 10 now from the 27-yard line. A switch back over to Trevor Hargis now. We still have not seen Jet Harris up to this point. 3 receivers set to the far hand side from the near hash mark. It's Hargis working left to right. Stepping up is Hargis. Hargis taken down! Richard Siaki! And don't forget about Caden McIver, able to come in there. A nice meeting in the backfield. And the clock continues to run inside of 30 seconds. Trying to get the Vikings offside here. Vikings only in a 3-man front. Even more impressive they were able to get that pressure. Ball underthrown, intercepted, staying in bounds. Intercepted by Sherlock. Sherlock staying on his feet out to the 25-yard line. Offensive lineman come to make the tackle. A 25-yard return on the play. And with 16 seconds remaining, 1 timeout. DVC is in scoring position. Nathaniel Lynch came to make the play from his offensive line spot, and that is a poorly thrown ball directly into double coverage, and Sherlock's got himself a day. An interception, a fumble recovery, and the ball spotted down to the 24.
Umpire punches the ball on the 24-yard line.
Clock set at 16 seconds. Vikings around field goal range at this point, but obviously you want to take a few shots, especially with the timeout in your pocket. Kalani McLeod clapping near hash mark, gets the ball. Stepping up, McLeod scoots his feet, throws it, and the zip line of a throw goes over the direction of Damian Mirage. Mirage unable to collect it. 6 seconds burn off the clock, 11 seconds remain here. 1 timeout still.
Sorry, enforcing. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Quickly lining up in a shotgun spread. Ferrari is in the backfield alongside McLeod. McLeod. 3-step drop, stands up, delivers, and it's open in front of the end zone, and Kai Taylor's got his 2nd touchdown with 6 minutes remaining. A 24-yard pass found a soft spot between 2 safeties, and DVC capitalizes on the interception. Just soft coverage, no one there. They were trying to play some sticks coverage down to the goal line. The Vikings caught it beforehand, and they scored the touchdown right before the half. Guzman here for the PAT. Snap is off, hold us down. Up, crosses the T on the PAT, and it's 24-3.
In the snapper. Go holder, Bryce Busey, number 19. And
I think the Vikings have found their guy. It was a battle. They brought in a very capable Jada Macedo. But Kalani McLeod, 8 for 12, 219 yards, and 3 Tutter Butters already. What a home debut from Viking to Viking, Vanden to DVC. Vikings going to kick it off one more time. Likely going to bring us over to the half. Probably going to be a squib. We've seen the power of the leg of Guzman, but the last few kicks have been some different techniques. Two deep men line up right on the goal line. Halim Thali and Tremel Horton. Kick is off. This one rolling down to the 5-yard line. 5 seconds left on the clock. Cutting it up to the far side, then has a defender that fell down. Trying to take it coast to coast out to the sideline, and the clock will run out. The last tackle made by Warren Brown, and that'll send us to the half. DVC 24, ARC 3 here at the half, and the Vikings offense is rocking and rolling. Give you a summary of the action up to this point. Kai Taylor got us started with the 75-yard touchdown pass from Kalani McLeod. That made it 7-0. After a drive composed of 6 plays and 16 yards, it was a 42-yard field goal attempt that was successful from Landon Richards, making it 7-3. And from there, all DVC. Guzman, 25-yard field goal, 39-yard pass from Kalani McLeod over to number 42, the newest man just instated today, Jurion Dickey, the transfer from Oregon. Man, that was a beauty on the very first play after a Wesley Garden forced fumble, and now off a interception from Davian Sherlock. The Vikings able to capitalize right at the end of the half, and it's Kai Taylor, the D1 bounce back from Boise State, was over at Idaho State last year, and now here with the Vikings. 2 huge plays. Some individual stats. Kalani McLeod, 8 for 12, 219 yards, 3 touchdowns on the other side. The leading passer, Trevor Hargis, 4 for 10, 22 yards, but it was the young Michael Van Hook that came in and showed some promise. He was 1 for 4 for 11 yards. However, number 21, a different jersey up to this point for Nathan Crawford. He is the leading rusher for ARC up to this point. A great start to the day for him. 15 rushes for 88 yards and a 17-yard long. And on the other side, Jaden Macedo came in for a series, 3 rushes for 23 yards. He is the leader in that regard. Leading tackler, Santino Acevedo, the middle linebacker for the Vikings, with 6 tackles, a tackle for loss already. Zaire Fortune from his defensive back spot has 4 tackles of his own. And that brings us to the half. 261 yards of total offense for this explosive Vikings unit to the 158 of ARC 8. The defense has been bending, but they haven't broken. Some turnovers in some tough situations, a missed field goal attempt. And man, what a start to the first full year, or the full offseason, and you were seeing it on full display. Colin's philosophy pushed all the way through top to bottom, and that will bring us to the half. 24-3, number 13 DVC over number 15 ARC. Back on the other side here on DVC Vikings Live. The score at the half. It's 24 DVC and 3 for ARC. It's been a game dominated by DVC up to this point. Explosive offense has been the name of the game. Kai Taylor with the 75-yard touchdown. It was Jurion Dickey with a 39-yard pass from Kalani McLeod. And then right before the half, Kai Taylor scores for the second time. That paired alongside a couple field goals. Adrian Guzman with the 25-yarder and a 42-yarder from Leonard Richards, the kicker for ARC. When you look at the stats, it looks a little bit wonky right now. DVC is 0 for 4 on third downs. All their scoring has come on early downs. On the other side, an effective rushing game from the Beavers. 6 for 11, 55 yards, picking up 7 of those first downs via rushing. Leading rusher in the game up to this point. Getting my stats calibrated properly. Wearing the number 21 today. And is Nathan Crawford, changing jerseys from his 24 previous to this. ARC won the toss to start the day. They deferred. Vikings scored about 3 plays later, so the Vikings will kick things off to start the second half of play here from the Valley. Diablo Valley College kicking it off right to left. Green tops, green bottoms, white numerals with the green helmets. On the other side for the Beavers, the white helmets, white tops, white bottoms with the blue numerals and the red trim. Kick going the way of Halim Talian. He's going to reverse the field, working left to right, out to the 20-yard line. Jumps over one defender to the sideline. 30. Out of bounds, down to the 32-yard line. And it seems to be Garrett Isomunu. The wide receiver out of Dublin. Able to push the man out of bounds to the 35-yard line. About a 30-yard return on the play. And let's see who the quarterback will be coming to start the half for ARC. Trevor Hargis got the start today over the sophomore and Jet Harris. We have not seen Harris. Michael Van Hook, the freshman from El Cerrito, came in for a segment, but it's Trevor Hargis, 4 for 10, 22 yards and an interception on the day. He will come out to start the second half. A tight bunch to the forehand side. From that far hash mark, working out of the pistol, is Hargis. Hargis steps up, takes the shotgun snap, prescribes the pill up the middle, some space, breaking free to the 50. One man to beat down the sideline out to the 20-yard line. An explosive play for Nathan Crawford to start. Journey McCoy with the with the touchdown saving tackle on the play. And he is well over 100 yards now. Nathan Crawford has been earning his keep. Just like that, in scoring position, American River College showing off their halftime adjustments. The Vikings have been bending, but haven't really broken up to this point, only surrendering 3 points on a 42-yard field goal attempt. And be just around that same area up to this point. They'll go again. Handoff this time goes over to Crawford, who bounces his way outside, turning the quarter for a gain of 12. McCoy saves the touchdown once more, but 2 plays in a row and 2 massive runs. This one, a run of 12.
First and goal from the 8.
First and goal from the 8-yard line. Ball spotted down on the Vikings 9. Out of the pistol. Another give, another bounce to the outside. Vikings are not covering that outside well. And the first touchdown of the year given up by the Vikings defense comes on the opening drive as ARC gets it done. Nathan Crawford responsible for it all. Nathan Crawford saying, hey, I'll get it done. The ball was spotted down at the 32 originally, and 3 rushes later, all 68 yards carrying forward for the freshman out of Lincoln, California. Landon Richardson. Snap is off, hold is down, kick is up, crossing the T on the PAT. And just like that, it's a 14-point game. ARC scores their first touchdown against this Vikings defense, the first touchdown given up on the year by the Vikings. And let's see if this offense has an answer after getting socked in the face on defense. What a good start for that interior push, and then eventually the bounce outside the vision. And I can see why those FCS schools were interested in Nathan Crawford. Had a couple D3 offers out of high school despite being first team all-conference, second team all-region, and the most outstanding player in his region, the two-star recruit, ripping it up here to start the second half.
Hensley to kick off.
Hensley, man to kick it off left to right. Nicholas Fox, Elijah Bowe, the two men deep for the Vikings. Fox, the deeper of the pair, down to the 3. Hensley stepping up, checks his line, jots his way forward, sending the right leg, and we're underway. High end over end kick. This one was fielded down by Fox. Fox fielding it down to the 10. Out to the 20-yard line, top of the numbers, and spun hard. Nicholas Fox, a return of 14. Down to the 21-yard line, the Vikings offense. Let's see who they stand out at quarterback. They've said they'll give both quarterbacks some burn in Kalani McLeod and Jaden Macedo, but it has been a day so far for Kalani McLeod. McLeod up to this point, 8 for 12, 219 yards, 3 touchdowns on a deep aerial assault, and he will be the starter here for the second half. Motions the up back across the run counter over the running back. Some space for Ferrari as he falls down. His knee does not touch as he's able to fall forward for a gain of 1. Zaire Fortune, the nickel corner, able to make the play. Fortune was the leading tackler at the half. And the Vikings going spread now on 2nd and 9. From the near hash, it's McLeod. McLeod eyeing down the defense, looking, getting the call in his headset from his head coach and offensive coordinator. Stepping right, avoids one pressure, nearly stumbling. He's going to have to run it, and he is tackled down for a loss. 3 yards lost on the play for McLeod, as this is credited as a sack for Kyle Gurganius. A tremendous score on one side, and the Vikings offense sputtering on their opening drive. Miles Dixon has been quiet today, the star of last week. Let's see as he lines up as the nearest receiver in the trips. If we got something for it, it's a screen pass across the middle of the field. A jump cut, spins out of one tackle, stays on his feet. A flag comes in late towards the sideline as Jake Calcano as he picks up 7. Tackled by Brent Green as a flag comes in, likely a hold and probably will be declined.
Holding. Offense number 54. That penalty is declined.
So as expected, the penalty decline. It'll be 4th down and about 6 from right here at the 25-yard line, and the punt team will come out of 3 and out after an explosive start for ARC. JJ shanking the last punt, a sophomore 5-star punter. Kind of want to get this one back. Back deep, it's Colby Eckert. Looking to block it. It's a low snap on the one bounce. A high winding punt retracting down to the 25. Makes the over the shoulder catch. The gunner misses. The second one misses. Some space out to the 40-yard line, out to the 50. Veering back. One man a beat. It's the punter. Out to the 20. 10-5. Touchdown. Colby Eckhart takes it. 75-yard punt return for the freshman out of Jackson, California. Just like that, it's 16-24. The Beavers biting down on some wood and pushing through, building a dam right now. Landon Richardson awaiting. Snap is off, hold is down, the kick is up, splitting the uprights, and just like that, 14 straight points for the Beavers. It's a 7-1 possession game just like that, and ARC has found their groove. Oh, how the fortunes can change all so quickly. DVC still has the lead after building up greatly in the first half, but man, they need an answer and they need it bad. The kickoff return team is on the field. Still waiting on the kickoff team. I don't know if you can get a delay of game on a kickoff here. Late to the party, the Beavers, after a whole big celebration. We were talking about it right before the half. Special teams is a third of the game for a reason. You've got to cover. And a great punt there by JJ, but the coverage team wasn't able to have his back. And with that, the second time today in the second half that we're seeing number 48, Hainsley, back out to kick. Stomps forward, sends the leg in. This one will be kicked deep, and it's Journey McCoy, the nearest man, as the ball goes out of bounds, and the Vikings will take this one from the 40. So the ball gets spotted at the home 25 and then marched forward. So I misspoke a moment ago. It's the 35 rather, not the 40, but terrific starting field position for the Vikings right now. This is all you can ask for in this situation after the free kick out of bounds. There was a quick timeout, and there was an injury along that sideline. The player for ARC looks to be able to get up on his own power. Jackson Marlborough, the freshman wide receiver out of Loomis, was the man on special teams. Now Kalani McLeod back out there. Two back look with Elfadil as that up back. Giving the ball. Some space for Rory! Runs over the defender, stays on his feet to the 40, and it takes 4 Beavers to bring him down to the 30. The rushing game has not been very strong up to this point for the Vikings, but as those exotic cars go, it takes a second for the engine to warm up, but then you got all that power, all that speed in your repertoire. The tackle at the end of the play, Sajid Polite getting it. If you can get this rushing game going alongside the explosive play of McLeod, you got to be feeling like you're in a good position. And the second run after the explosive play results in a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by number 36. That's Edgar Montez. No gain on the play for Ferrari. Officially a 35-yard rush for the sophomore. And now it's 2nd down and 10 from the ARC 30. Tight end off the right side. 2 receivers split out that side as well to the wide side of the field. Out of the pistol, McLeod, play action fake, has time to throw, buying time over the top! And it's broken up off the top bar. Trying to find Kai Taylor once again. Great coverage that time around by Zaire Fortune. And it's 3rd down and 10. It'd be a 47-yard field goal attempt from the spot for Adrian Guzman. He's 2 for 2 on the year, but those have both been around the 30-yard range. I think it might be 4 down territory at this point. McLeod and Ferrari in the backfield. 2 receivers split out to each side. McLeod, 3-step drop, the screen pass on the left side. This one picked up. And it is taken by Jurion Dickey. Enough for the first down. A 14-yard pass on the play. Taken down by Cade Dunnan. And Jurion Dickey, the very late addition to the roster for the Vikings, showing why he is that high-level recruit. A redshirt sophomore out of Oregon. Yes, that Oregon, one of the highest recruits in school history, got into some issues, and now on his 2nd catch, what a play for number 42. Heavy set to the left side. Sprint out left, the shovel pass inside over Ferrari. Breaks the defender down and kicks the man out of his shoes, and he's in for the touchdown. 11-yard rushing. I guess it's not necessarily a rush because it's a shovel pass, but the pass ahead to Ferrari, and Ferrari makes a man kiss the dirt. Vikings answer the call on the shovel pass. Linebacker stepping forward, and no, number 10 races through for 6. Great answer for the Vikings after conceding 14 straight points. Snap is off, hold is down. The kick contested, but it is good. 31-17 our score here with 9:14 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. And fireworks on display here on this September 6th evening.
At 9:14 here in the 3rd.
We have had explosions all across the board in all phases of play. 2 opening scores, 3 plays, 68 yards, and it was Crawford with all of those yards to get the first touchdown. It was Colby Eckert on a 74-yard punt, returned for a touchdown. That made it 14 straight points and made it 24-17 for ARC. And now Ferrari Miller on the shovel 16 yards later. Explosive setup by Jurion Dickey. And what a delicious looking setup and feed, followed up by a juke of all ages for Ferrari Miller. Remember, folks, when you're making tackles, you got to look at the hips. The upper body will lie to you, but hips don't lie. Adrian Guzman sending it away once more. 31-17, 9:14 counting down. Guzman up, sends his foot in the ball, and this is a low winding kick picked up by one of the up back at the 24-yard line. He is knocked down hard. A big hit after a 6-yard return. The return man on the play was Edgar Montez. And it's it is Amani Holiday, the reserve running back, laying the wood. The Beavers have been building a dam up in that beginning of the half, and now a big chop down from Amani Holiday. 9:10 on the clock here as we see this ARC offense led by Trevor Hargis once more. It's really led by Crawford. He's been the man to make it happen, and he gets another carry, a bounce to the outside, breaks one defender down, and he might go to the yard again! Towards the sideline, escorted out by Aaron Werder, but an explosive start to this drive, as the Vikings cannot stop Crawford right now. Number 21 in white has been electric tonight, and he continues with a huge run down to the 25. 43 yards on the rush for Nathan Crawford. Another give, this time to a different back. And a slow spin carries him forward. The gain by Elijah Gutierrez, eventually taken down by Wesley Garden, but it's another pickup of 5. Rushing yards galore in the second half for American River College. They have 274 total yards on 49 plays, and 241 of those yards have been on the ground. Sprint left, and it's a stretch to the left side. This time the Vikings are there, bringing it back to the original line of scrimmage. Gutierrez loses 5 on the play, and it is Aaron Woodard leading the way. Woodard, the 3-star recruit, had Division II offers out of high school, took one, redshirted, and played a year over at Western Oregon. Coming into the year, already has an offer from Go-Go Sac State. And I can see why with some of the explosive plays he's been able to make up to this point. There's a few different Vikings players with Division I offers already up to this point. Alani Alfadil could have been playing Division I ball over at Eastern. Instead, he said he needed to develop a little bit more, and some other guys coming back from D2 proving their worth as a D1 player. Sprint left, throw out to the far sideline, and it's the receiving back, and Zaire Eastman making the catch right, literally at the line of scrimmage. Original line of scrimmage, spotted out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Offense will stay on the field on 4th down and 10 from the 25. From this spot, it would have been a 42-yard field goal. We saw the kicker knock down a 42-yarder earlier, but after the missed kick, it looks like the offense will stay out here. It's a 14-point game with 6:33 remaining. Sprinting out to his right-hand side, Hargis, eyes downfield, turning around for the ball. Flag comes in late, and the catch was made by Frank Curry. The leading receiver for ARC comes up in a big moment on his 3rd catch of the day, and it'll be a holding call on the Vikings just for good measure. Great halftime adjustments by this ARC staff. Regardless of the outcome of the play, it looks like they will decline. They'll take 12 instead of 10, and it is a 1st down on a pass play. Only the 3rd passing 1st down of the game. When they need a conversion, they've gone to Frank Curry, and he's done a great job on 4th down. Beavers convert. 4-man front for the Vikings. Single high safety over the top. The motion slot receiver across the formation here. Eric Phillips lines up right off the left side of the line. Out of the pistol, Trevor Hargis. And a jump off sides from the left guard. We'll get you the name of 76. Don't have him on the roster as of this point. Sometimes with some of these different jerseys over time, different home and away sets, it can be a little difficult, especially on the first home game of the year. But up to this point, it's 1st down and 15 from the 21-yard line. In the backfield, it's Nathan Crawford. Showing a blitz as the Vikings defense, and they get there this time! Off a run blitz, it was Io Phillips finding his man, stoning him for a loss for 1. Carry by Nathan Crawford. Second down and 14 from the 17 after converting on 4th down and 10. Tight bunch to the right side. The back is Crawford. Fake the run. Looking for his man. Underthrown, nearly intercepted. That one was thrown too wide to the left side. Jeffrey Holden wanted it, but just miscommunication all across the board for Trevor Hargis and company. Make it 3rd down and long. Gregor Holden is the left guard. We got that situation situated. Hey, like that, it's 3rd down. Vikings looking to bend but not break. Let's see if they can do it. 3rd down and 15 from the 17-yard line. 7-step drop, setting up the screen pass. Off the fingertips, a diving attempt, but the interception cannot be made. Tracking it down, looking for that ball with Santino Acevedo on a flag. At the spot, it could either be a late hit or it could be a hold. Thrown right down in between the hashes at the 25. They're talking to Coach Collins. Let's see what this call is. And it is a roughing the passer. Called against Io Phillips. Coach Collins on the sideline, irate. And a penalty bites the Vikings in the rear end. That is their first of the game. This has been I think the penalty situation needs to update. Yes, it is. Okay, that is their 8th of the game. 8 penalties for 75 yards on the other side, 7 for 43. And like that, 1st down and goal from the 9. Trevor Hargis handling business up to this point with a heavy accompaniment of Crawford. Crawford with the carry. And Crawford on 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th effort finds the end zone. 2 touchdowns to start the half for Nathan Crawford. A 9-yard rush after the roughing the passer. And the game is 31-23. Here's an injured player at the end of the play for ARC. And looks like it may just be a cramp. And these are some of the things you see early on in the season. It is hard to get your body conditioned physically for this hard game of football. And when you're taking contact, when you're fighting through, when you're churning all the way into the end zone, it can be difficult. Injury timeout. Let's take a quick timeout as well here on DBC Vikings Live. So the man on the field after the play is Nathan Crawford. After rushing for 198 yards, I think he's pushing his body to the limit. Those calves needing a little extra stretching out. but he does find pay dirt getting into the black painted end zone of the Vikings. And now the PAT after the injury timeout. Snap is off, the hold is down, and the kick is up and through the uprights, crossing the tee on the PAT, and it's back to a 7-point game. 31-24, a 21-point quarter up to this point for ARC. 5:26 remaining in the third. And we've had a whole lot of explosion across the board. Nathan Crawford with a big run, setting up his 8-yard run for a touchdown. The punt return of 74 yards for Colby Eckert. Ferrari Miller on the shovel pass, able to get his first receiving touchdown of the year on essentially an elongated run play. And then now the big run inside as Nathan Crawford gets the touchdown, his second of the day.
Journey McCoy, number 8. He's going deep. As is 29.
Journey McCoy and Elijah Bowe, the two deep men for DVC. Lined up a little bit shorter now. Heels just inside of the 10.
Alex Ansley, 48 to kick off. Ball teed up at the 35.
48, Hansley, and handling off all the kickoffs up to this point. Goes forward, puts all of his weight into it, and it's a high kick fielded down to the 10-yard line by McCoy. Journey McCoy shuffles through, avoids one defender, shoving down to the 26. Ball officially would be spotted down to the 27-yard line after the 17-yard return. Getting to the spot, it's Landon Richardson.
27-yard line.
Vikings have the ball at their own 28-yard line to start this one, an 18-yard return after all said and done. Ferrari got things going for the Vikings offense last time, and they'll turn back to their running back. Has a lane along the sideline to the 40. Jersey gets dragged. Looking like a young beast mode. Dreads flowing, spinning past the 50. Trucking men down. Brent Green saving the day with the tackle, but that terrific run by Ferrari past the 50. 24-yard rush for Ferrari as things are opening up for the Vikings. It was the arm of Kalani McLeod to start, and now it's the legs, or bear with me, the wheels of Ferrari making it happen. Trying to get some early season stuff fixed up. Getting that play clock reset, and the Vikings lining up in a two-back look. Up back off the right side is Elfadil. McLeod from the near hash, looking to pass. Late blitz comes, delivers it late, and too far ahead of Kai Taylor. Kai Taylor was the star in the first half alongside his quarterback. 4 receptions for 136 yards. He and Jurion Dickey have been the men to look out for. And with that, same formation from this near hash from the 48 of ARC. It's 2nd and 10. This time a give, a lead blocker, stays on his feet, and finally hopped down to the 45. A violent run for a gain of 3. And eventually it was all 305 pounds of Akil Martinson bearing down on the legs of number 10. Vikings will spread it out this time. Trips out to the far-hand side. It's the wide side of the field. McLeod operating out of the gun. A late pressure. Offsides, free play. Pressure comes. Running down the field is McLeod, and McLeod will slide down for a gain of 11 yards or of 8 yards. And it looks like the Vikings will elect to keep this one. Instead of a 5-yard penalty, it'll be a rush of 8 yards and a first down, as that is the first rushing attempt of the day for Kalani McLeod. That's one thing I've been wanting to see out of McLeod. McLeod's been extending plays, having some opportunities to run it, but he's been looking deep down the field and looking to pass it. But at the end of the day, first downs mean a whole lot, keeping your drive going on third down and long, and it's good to see the athletic legs of the 6'1", 200-pound freshman out of Vanden, showing off some of the speed of his own. Lone interception on the year was a drop ball from Dixon as the ball was thrown slightly off the mark, but he's made up for all sorts of woes he may have had early on. What a performance from this young freshman. Wearing that legendary 12 right into the hands of Miles Dixon, and Miles Dixon finally arriving on the scene. 16-yard reception on the play before he's eventually taken down by Kevin Arnell. And the Vikings just a yard outside of the red zone. Miles Dixon has arrived. The whole wide receiving crew getting their hands on balls. And everyone is live and active, especially the quarterback on the right-hand run now. Turning the corner, eventually taken down by the back of his jersey after a gain of 7 on the play. It was Takahashi able to run down the quarterback, and the wheels once again there from McLeod. 6-yard rush inside of the red zone out to the 15-yard line is number 12. Drew Anderson, the most notable number 12 for the Vikings. Went to Buffalo, had one of the greatest performances we've ever seen in a 7-overtime game. Now the quarterback's coach over at Bryant University, the former offensive coordinator for the Vikings as well. Stepping up towards the back of the end zone, targeting Miles Dixon. A late flag comes in. It'll be a late pass interference called against Mason Kelly. You had a matchup on a wide receiver versus a linebacker, and the Vikings will get the first down on the pass interference. That'll be half the distance to the goal. With 2:21 remaining, both of these juggernaut of offenses are throwing blows left and right. It's been ARC with some body blows, and it's been the Vikings with some haymakers over the top. The number 13 team still in the driver's seat as they lead 31-24 with 2:21 remaining. And a stoppage in play. Officials needing to convene and talk about something. And talking about quarterbacks for the Vikings, a big one coming up for Joey Aguilar and the Tennessee Volunteers taking on Georgia. Coming up there. Obviously, 2 quarterbacks in that year for DVC going Division I in Mike Darr's final year. That was 3 years ago. Joey Aguilar, some injuries allowed Jay Cook to come in. Unfortunately, Cook dealing with an injury is out as the starter currently as he has to get surgery over in Idaho State, but Vikings been a program sending quarterbacks to the big-time show. Aguilar making us all proud. Out there in Rocky Top, putting up Heisman-level numbers. And on the action on the field to be first down and goal from the 10-yard line. That's McLeod looking like a great quarterback. And his inside pass goes to Kai Taylor. On the slant, Kai Taylor's got 3 of the day. Look at this for Kai Taylor. Gets the inside positioning right off the jump, and that is an easy pitch and catch from McLeod to Taylor. 12-7, and it's 37-24. Just look at that jump cut inside. The PAT up and good, making it 38-14. We're talking about the coming out party for Ferrari Miller, as he had an explosive game last time, 100+ yards. But it's been the Kai Taylor show. A 9-yard pass, and it's 38-24 with 2:17 remaining. Vikings nearing the 400-yard mark right now, and it's only been 43 minutes. 13 for 19, 276 yards, 5 touchdowns for Kalani McLeod. A legendary performance up to this point. It's been a great game all across the board. Vikings defense holding ARC to only 3 points, but some great blocking adjustments up front have allowed them to rip off 100+ yards of rushing here in the second half. And with 2:17 remaining, Vikings holding on to that 14-point lead, but they got to see the legs of Nathan Crawford once more. Crawford cramped up after his last touchdown. This one will be a squib kick. Off the chest, and the ball is still alive, eventually scooped up and tackled down to the 23-yard line. Number 26, Jordan Gray, was the man on the tackle, trying to get a number for the man on the return. The return was picked up at the up back, Colby Eckert. Eckert on a punt return took the ball the distance on a 76-yard punt return. That time losing some yardage. An employment of a bunch of different kicks, trying to keep those athletes from making explosive plays on special team. Guzman has been shown a deep bag of tricks up to this point. But now from the far hash mark, they'll go back to the running game, and there's some space along the left side, squeezing through 2 defenders, and the turf monster caught him up. Past the 50-yard line, falling to his own feet. Another big run by Nathan Crawford. Split the 2 defenders and caught up some feet. It looks like potentially at the end of the play, it was 8 Journey McCoy getting his feet on, stepping on the ankles, and finally tripping up Crawford. But Crawford with a 25+ yard run on the play, setting up ARC on the Viking side. It's a play action fake this time, looking to his big tight end in the flat. And the tackle made for a loss of 1. That play has not worked out today. Joshua Fearbeck making his second catch of the year, but he'll lose 2 yards on the play. And Trevor Hargis unable to get much going through the air. Aaron Woodard with the tackle. 6 for 13, 35 yards on the afternoon for the sophomore transfer quarterback out of Yuba College. The clock continues to tick down inside of 1 minute to play as the moon starts to peek its beautiful head over the top. Snap is off. The hold is over to the quarterback on the design quarterback keeper, Trevor Hargis. Only gaining 2 on the play, and some late antics from the Vikings will likely result in a unsportsmanlike. Penalties have been an issue in this regard. The Vikings and to keep things together in this situation.
57. Correction, make that 57.
Langston Cook made the stop, but this is likely going to be a call against the Vikings. No! It is on Gregory Holden. We've called his name 4 times tonight. An unsportsmanlike penalty sends ARC's offense all the way back. Down to the 42-yard line. That play was after the fact, so it will stay 3rd down. 3rd down and an eternity. You need to snap the ball one more time. 23 seconds left on the play clock, or pardon me, on the game clock, and 10 seconds remaining on the play clock. It's another handoff. And this time, the second line of the Vikings defense able to bring down Zaire Eastman. Only a gain of 4 on the play, and the punt team will have to come out. The Vikings defense get this stop. That'll bring us to the end as Caden McIver makes the final tackle of the 3rd quarter. Throw your 4s up, folks. 15 minutes remain. A punt on the other side for ARC as it's 38 DVC and 24 ARC on DVC Vikings Live. And this is part of the beauty that you see down here in the valley, the mountain range, the moon on full display. Nearly a full moon here as we bring the action back to the field in lovely Viking Stadium. A nice turnout from the crowd traveling down from Sacramento. And this has been a rivalry in the building, absolutely. After an upset victory last year, a lot of barking back and forth and a lot of mutual respect as well. And the Vikings with the 14-point advantage with 15 minutes remaining in this home opener. Bobbling nearly for a moment was Landon Richardson as he is able to get a very nice bounce inside of the 5. This one pinned down to the 1. Big time punt for the 4.5-star kicker / punter. What a great job on the row, and the coverage team gets it done. The Vikings offense has been getting it going, and now they'll have to go a full 99.5 yards. The last time the Vikings were in this position, it was a 3-and-out, and the punt allowed ARC to go down to the 45-yard line. And the Vikings, on their opening drive of the 4th, will be fully placed into their end zone. It's the freshman McLeod back in. McLeod. Standing tall, pressure comes. He's hit as he throws and has a man open. Turning the Jets onto the 30, out to the 45, to the sideline 50. Has one blocker in front. He's going to cut back inside, down to the 40-yard line. Darian Mirage. 62 yards, and he is the real deal. Brent Green made the tackle, but the Vikings on one play get all the way down to the 40. 60 yards on the play, had great blocking in front of him. And the Vikings just like that in ARC side of the field. Alpha Dill up as the up back. Looking like some late pressure off the left side. Let's see if they send it or drop back. They've been showing and dropping back up to this point is ARC. Single high safety sending the blitz. And this one deflected into the dirt, trying to set up a wide receiver screen for Kai Taylor, and it's 2nd and 10. The breakup credited to the linebacker Hakeem Reynolds. He was the one on the blitz. Saw that setup developing and a good read by the freshman out. Pardon me, the freshman out of Sacramento. Run to the right side. It's Ferrari Miller. Cutting it back between the hashes. Breaks one tackle. Trying to jump his way back. Won't break free, but he does go for it for a gain of 12. And a first down. Brent Green makes the tackle. You can see right here. Oh, he wanted to pull his leg through. And man, is Ferrari a violent runner. 10 runs, 74 yards, averaging 7.4 a carry. And this isn't even quote-unquote a good game for him. Ferrari, so talented. And this Vikings offense, full off season under Coach Collins, will continue to give the rock to the big boy. Up the middle, down the hashes, carrying 3 defenders down to the 5.
Tackle made by number
10-yard rush, and the Vikings are set up in scoring position down to the far hash 5. K. Dutton making the tackle down to the 5, but man, some great blocking, and then it takes a whole entire scrum to bring Ferrari down. That man is in 5th gear. He's got 6 gears. Let's see if he can drop it down. Out of the gun, motioning the slot receiver across, and a jump by the right guard of the Vikings. That's Charlie Kruger, one of the veterans up front. And that'll push the Vikings back. It'll be first down and goal from the 10 now. So many different Vikings showing off what they've got. Doesn't matter if you've been here for a couple of years or if you just walked in the door yesterday. First and goal from the 10. 12-20 remaining here in this one. Working with the 3 receivers set to the near hand side from the far hash mark. McLeod sprints right. McLeod looking short, throws it over to Dixon. Dixon fighting down to the 2. Eventually, Devin Williams brings him down, but Dixon makes it second and goal from the 2 after the 8-yard catch. Second and goal. DVC trying to go up by 3 scores. Miller in the shotgun. Matt Gooden off the right side. The motion Gooden across the formation. Handoff over to Miller. Nope, it's a quarterback keeper squeezing through. And it's Kalani McLeod on his first rushing touchdown of the season. 6 total touchdowns for the freshman in this one. I don't know if this was a design quarterback keeper or a read. Let's take a look. Motions the receiver. And it was just a bobbled handoff and an opportunistic play by McLeod. After only scoring 10 points a week ago, the snap, the hold, the kick is blocked, so the PAT is blocked. 44 points scored right now for DVC as they lead by 20. And the block made by K. Dutton. 11:30 remaining in the 4th, and we'll take a quick timeout here on DVC Vikings Live. Back here on the field in the 4th quarter, 1:30 remaining, 44-24 our score. After it was a 2-yard rushing touchdown by Kalani McLeod. McLeod capping off the long drive, or long in the regard for the Vikings in this point. We'll get you the official stats in just a moment once the live stats update. And this one, a low squib kick off the front line, pouncing on top of that ball down to the 43. Some great starting field position for ARC's offense.
Brought in by number 38, Kyle.
Number 38 in the front line, Kyle Fung, the defensive back, able to drop on top of that ball.
Good field position.
That touchdown drive was 6 plays, 3 minutes and 20 seconds, going the distance, 99 yards. After that explosive start, a 60-yard pass to Darian Mirage. McLeod, 6 touchdowns, 343 yards on the air. And getting it done on his feet as well. Flag comes in as the ball was given over to Elijah Gutierrez. Gutierrez got the start last week, but they've been rotating in Nathan Crawford, Gutierrez, and Zaire Eastman. Eventually, Jeremiah Foney was the one to make the tackle on the rush of 3 yards. And let's see what this flag, it's probably going to be on ARC. No, it's an offsides on the Vikings instead. Called against Wesley Garton. Garton playing everywhere, man. He lines up as the nickel. The outside linebacker will line up as an edge rusher. Garton is going to be a big-time Division I player. 6'2", 220 sophomore out of San Marin in Novato, California. Comes across a couple of bridges out here to the valley. And it's 1st down and 5 from the 50 right here at midfield. After being gifted some terrific starting field positioning after a difficult kick. And we can hear how frustrated this ARC offensive staff is to our right, having to call a timeout, burning an important one here. So a timeout taken at 10:52, the first of the ARC Beavers. And we'll take the timeout alongside with them here on DVC Vikings Live. After the timeout taken, it's 1st down and 5 from midfield once more. Trevor Hargis, the starter, got a few reps off, but he's been playing the majority of the match. And now the Vikings having to take a timeout. We'll keep it here. Let's give you some craziness of what's been going on up to this point. If you thought the first half was crazy as it was 24-3, man, Beavers opening up with some explosive plays. 68 yards on 3 plays, taking only 1:14, capped off by an 8-yard Nathan Crawford run that made it 24-10. After that, on the next punt, after forcing a 3-and-out, Colby Eckert's 74-yard punt return for the touchdown, and the Vikings finally started to answer him back on an elongated rush, the shovel pass inside for Ari Miller, juking the defender, getting forward for a 16-yard touchdown, making it 31-17. From there, Crawford on an elongated drive. 8 plays, 68 yards, taking 3 minutes and 44 seconds off the clock, a 9-yard rushing touchdown, 31-24. And since then, it's been all Vikings. Kai Taylor on a 9-yard passing touchdown on an inside slant, and Kalani McLeod making magic out of nothing. A muffed handoff turns into a 2-yard rush, capping off a 6-play, 99-yard drive, taking 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and now gifting some delicious starting field positioning out to the 50. 1st down and 5. And back-to-back timeout sets up Trevor Hargis. Motions his tight end to the right side. It's 12 personnel. 1 running back, 2 receivers. Time to throw. Hit late. Over the top. They couldn't bring it in. Was an Ananias Walker. Hit him right in the hands as that gift was delivered, sent. But the delivery declined at the door. 2nd out and 5, taking the shot here. And I do like the idea of taking a shot on 1st down and short, especially from the 50. But Trevor Hargis has put it in a few tough spots tonight. Lucky to only have been throwing 1 interception up to this point. Threw it into double coverage, trying to find the little turkey hole on the sideline, but the safety came and undercut it and got the interception, leading to that final score right before the half. 2nd down and 5. Working out of the pistol. A give. Going back to the running game. And that proves to be worth its weight in gold. A 1st down. Crawford with the tackle. Jeremiah Phoney retreating from his nose tackle spot to get the stop. Late substitutions here. Phoney will come out. And it's big number 95, Aaron Falacalono, lining up as that nose. 2 tight ends set to the left side. Handoff. Left side. Surfing. Getting through. And what a terrific run for a gain of 6 there by Crawford. Showing some patience, showing some poise. Lamaje Roach able to bring him down late. Trailing by 20. When you're running the ball like this, you got to work with some pace. 9:47. Continuing to count down. Both sides have used 1 timeout apiece. We've seen ARC use the hurry up quite a few times tonight. New back in the backfield is Zaire Eastman. We've seen him as the receiving back. The overload the right side. That's the long side of the field with 2 tight ends and the receiver, a Curry. Instead, a handoff. And this time staying on his feet. It's Zaire Eastman breaking 1 tackle, taking another 2 to bring him down to the 31. Journey McCoy making the tackle, and McCoy has had quite a night for himself. He's been saving some big plays. McCoy with 6 tackles, 4 of them being solo tackles. And from the far hash mark, 1st down and 10. Beavers offense is rolling. And they get a nice push up the middle. That center guard combination with a big push. Santino Acevedo triggering down into the Bucks to make the tackle after a gain of 4. A dive ahead there by the running back in Crawford. It'll officially be marked down as a 2nd and 7, 8:42. Tick, 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 time is coming down. Trailing by 20 points are the Beavers. They've been doing it methodically. From the Vikings 29, play action fake, looking downfield, pressure comes to his face. Late flags come, holds are there. And stepping out of bounds, knocking down the kicker's net. It was Santino Acevedo able to track things down, but 10 yards back will go ARC. A couple holds by the offensive line. The sun has set here in Pleasant Hill. Gregory Holden with his 5th penalty of the game. Ball spotted down to the 39-yard line, right above the D of the DVC logo. 8 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter of play. The clock continues to churn down as it's 44-24. Quarterback draw, up the middle, taken down by his kneecap by Lamage Roach. A gain of 6 on the play. Trevor Hargis making it 3rd down and 10.
We're looking at the early in
The clock is not your friend as there's some slow substitutions here. American River College dropping their first game of the season against College of the Sequoias. And the Vikings looking to make it 2-0 after an upset victory down in Fresno, trying to knock off the number 15 team in the state. It's Hargis across the middle, and Hargis underthrows his receiver. Had a man with the step that was Eric Phillips. But unfortunately, just not much of a clean throw by number 8 in white. Just like that, 18 yards later, after starting the drive from the 50, it's 4th down and 10. Converting on the last 4th down, American River College 2 for 3 on the evening. 3-step drop. Buying time, has his man there, and the ball bobbled and incomplete. Pass ruled incomplete. It was in the body of Phillips, and Journey McCoy made sure that he did not complete the pass. That is why you fight down to the whistle. A turnover on downs, and the Vikings up 20 take the ball with 7:03. Last time we saw this offense, they were able to drive at 99 yards for the TD. That was at the 11:30 mark of the 4th quarter. Now the offense will hurry back out to the field, and a legendary night for Kalani McLeod continues. Fari Miller somehow stays on his feet after 8 different defenders just bounced off of him. A tough 2 yards gained by Ferrari as he's eventually sinking down by Akil Martinson. Martinson, man, a Division I talent for sure. He bounced back from San Jose State, but man, every single time I call a defensive lineman's name, it seems to be that 90. Four tackles officially, but man, he's been wrecking havoc inside. Part of the reason it took a little bit for Ferrari to get going. On the counter, the cutback, Miller able to get to the sideline, 45! 13 yards and a first down. Eventually taken out of bounds by Braden Grover. Credit will be given as well to Brent Green. And the clock will continue to tick down here. Rules of the college football clock changed up a few years back. 12 attempts, 109 yards. He does have that shovel pass touchdown tonight as well, and a jump off sides from the right tackle. Zaire Young. Obviously, there are going to be things that you want to clean up on the defensive side, but penalties, man. Collins is going to have these guys running gassers. I feel bad for my gray shirts. They're over here making this whole entire production happen, and they're going to have to run for this 100+ yards of penalties. And another jump off sides, man. Back-to-back false starts on the right tackle. And I can feel the dread already. So, with that, march it back 10 yards, and it's first down and 10 from 32. ARC trailing by 20. They blocked the PAT after the 2-yard rush. And the clock continues to run here. 15 seconds left on the play clock. Out of the pistol, another handoff. Miller looking for some blocking. and blown up in the backfield after only a gain of a yard. It is Cade Millard finally making his mark on this one. Millard active today after missing the week 1 game, 6'3", 250 out of Foothill. And if that name sounds familiar, it's because it should. Keith Millard, father, Defensive Player of the Year in 1989, a 2-time All-Pro defensive tackle, defensive end. And his son has the physical build to make it happen as well. Second out of 19. Quick pass to the forehand side. A jump cut inside. And it takes 3 men to bring him down. Garrett Isomonu with his first reception. The freshman out of Dublin has made some plays on special teams, but he makes it 3rd down and 9 now. As the clock getting closer and closer to 0. Changing the alignment. McLeod checking towards the sideline, has the communication in his headset from his head coach. 7 seconds remain, trying to get the offense to jump off sides. Vikings will not snap it on this play, burning their second timeout with 3:17 remaining, and the score 44-24. Vikings closing this out here at home on their season opener on DVC Vikings Live. The next time the Vikings will take the field after this one will be on the road up at the Redwoods. And there's still some time to play here. Rolling out to his left, continues to fight by some time, and a great breakup at the end of the play. Bought enough time for Darian Mirage to try to work his way back to the quarterback, but an even better job by the defensive back, Zahari Fortune. The nickel corner, the one to swat this one away. And for the Vikings in this situation, the clock will stop. 3:11. Still leading by 20. And unfortunately for American River College, they've been doing a lot of their great work down in the dirt on the running game. But with the clock down to 3:11, you got to try to air things out and get some chunk yardage. JJ gets the snap, able to get the long, spiraling beauty of a kickoff down to the 10-yard line. Pound your chest, that was a beaut and a missile. 42-yard punt at the end. Man, I got to start getting a stopwatch going for this man. Got to start timing these punts because these babies are a beautiful spiral.
Beavers go to business. Roll 10-yard line. 3:05 left.
Beavers lining up now on their own 10-yard line. The quarterback for the remainder of the way looking to be Trevor Hargis. Hargis, a traditional drop back. The swing pass over to his running back. Gets a good block out to the sideline. And now he steps out of bounds at the 26. 16-yard reception on the play. And it is Hakeem Anderson. Got some playing time in the second quarter. Now coming back as the receiving back. Hurrying up to the line as the clock continues to run. Clock will start to stop after stepping out of bounds inside of 2 minutes. 2:40 remaining. Knee-high snap and the quick pass over the tight end. And he was taken down immediately. Joshua Furbach, the sophomore out of El Dorados, California. Eventually broken down by Marley Alapati. Second down and 8. Sprint right. Pump fakes. Rolls right. Throws into double coverage off the hands. A drop ball. Hargis has the arm strength to make these throws. And that is what you want to hit when you're in a cover 2. You want to look towards those sideline pockets or down the hashes. They've been trying to hit that turkey hole all night long, and the Vikings defenders have been doing a better job breaking it up. Just the speed on display by the secondary of the Vikings, able to close those windows. Clock stops at 2:12. It's third down and 8. 44-24. 2 timeouts for the Beavers. Quarterback draw. Breaks one, tackle another. And he's going to get a block before Wesley Garton brings him to the 30. 4th down and 5. And a timeout taken for the 2-minute timeout. 1:59 remaining here in the 4th quarter. ARC going to fight down to the final whistle here on DVC Vikings Live. Fourth down and 5 from the 30, trailing by 20. It's the sophomore transfer from Yuba College. Trevor Hargis looking to convert. Hargis from the 4 hash, stepping forward, throws towards the sticks. It's tackled right there. Are they going to give him enough yardage? And yes, they will. He's been targeting his big tight end, Joshua Furbach. And that's a first down after a tackle made by Warren Brown. The red shirt bounce back from Charlton State. Yes, that Charlton State, the one that just upset Army. And they're going to go back to the running back. And oh, what a hit. Vincent Banzone. We've been talking about body blows. That's a haymaker and a half. Make your bones chill. Zaire Eastman leveled on the play. Timeout taken by ARC here to stop the clock at 1:37. Oh, let's take a look at that replay one more time. What a beauty, man. Zaire Eastman saw that play developing, had the flats, and oh, a clap of the pads.
44-24 Flames.
They want to make the game safer. You're not hunting heads anymore like back in my day. Back in my day, I sound old. What made me feel old is when I looked at some of these rosters and I saw graduating class of 2024. I graduated high school before coming here in 2014, so 10 years removed, man. I know I feel old after tearing my shoulder and all this jazz back playing at DVC, but oh man. Seeing all this young blood still flowing on the field. That makes me feel old. Late hit on the play as they were trying to deliver a ball over to Phillips. And man, once again, I feel so bad for these gray shirts. If you're playing in the game, it's all fair and love and war, but these gray shirts are over here supporting all of us, trying to make it happen, and they are going to have to run till they puke. 13 penalties for 103 yards. Snap will be from the 47. 133 remaining here in the fourth. ARC not giving up. Handoff over to Zaire Eastman. And Eastman gain of 3, gain of 5. And now it's getting a little chippy. We know both these teams don't like each other. Wesley Garden was the one to make the tackle. Everybody taking a knee right now. This might be a second personal foul on somebody, so an ejection could occur. Let's get everything worked out. And I believe by rule, if you're ejected from a game, you have to sit out. No, I think if it might only be targeting. I want to fix this one up. I believe if you're calling out for targeting, you will miss the second half, but I think if you get 2 personal fouls, you will not miss a half of a game. I think that is only for targeting. An interesting fold into the new sequence of what's been going on with all the technology added into the game. You have the iPads down on the sideline now, making it more of an NFL-style type of situation. You can talk about plays, you can draw up what happened on the last drive, getting the feed. And a foul on each team. Let's take a look and a listen.
Number 5 of the offense.
Unnecessary roughness called against Zaire Eastman.
Defense. Those penalties offset.
And a blank call of unnecessary roughness on the defense. ARC going to be forced to take the timeout. So offsetting penalties. And hey, it's like it never happened. Timeout taken by ARC, and we'll take potentially our final timeout here with 1:23 remaining on DVC Vikings Live. Back here on the field, a quick snap and a wheel route out of the backfield. It goes back over to Zaire Eastman. A big hit on the sideline, but it is a first down. Ananias Walker gets the stop, and because he stepped out of bounds inside of 2 minutes to play, it will stop the clock at 1:17. Beavers with 385 total yards up to this point. A lot of those yards came at the beginning of the second half. The running game doing a lot of work for this Beavers offense. And Hargis throwing over the top, and this is the 4th or 5th time we've seen a post run by Phillips, and it's either off the mark, off the hands. He's had opportunities, but just cannot convert. Seconds burn off the clock, making it 2nd down and 10 from the Vikings 28. 1:12 remains. Garden on the sideline as we have a heavy subgroup of defensive backs checked in. Ray Flood in at linebacker. And a tight bunch off that left side. All the receivers will be split to the near side of the field, out of the gun for hash mark. 3-step drop, throwing it back into the flat, slipping down to the dirt. Zaire Eastman losing his footing inbounds, so the play clock will continue. Inside of a minute to play, trailing by 20 points, 44-24. Lining up And the clock is burning. Just trying to execute and close this one out is Hargis. Hargis on the double move. Over to the sideline. Halim Thully with the reception for the first down after being pushed out of bounds by Ananias Walker. Walker was a big-time wide receiver recruit, a 3-star athlete with 8+ Division I offers out of high school. I'm talking Oregon, Miami, Washington, and Cal. Something happened along the lines. He ended up gray shirting a CSM last year, coming here to Diablo Valley College. Already has an offer from Sacramento State. And on 4th down and 1, 40 seconds remaining. Operating out of the pistol, 12 personnel, and enough yardage for the first down. Running straight into the pile was Eastman. Running east to west, lining down. The clock will continue to stop before they set up the chains, waving down the clock operator to get this one started and clocking it with 27 seconds remaining.
Clock shows for 1 and 6.
This has been a game of all games for the Vikings offense. Yards and touchdowns galore, big plays galore. Man, I could see somebody getting an offer from this one. Just all the extended runs, all the deep shots down the field. It's been a track meet here on the grass tonight in Vikings Stadium on both sides. And it's Hargis on 2nd and 10 from the Vikings 15-yard line. 27 seconds remaining. Hargis with the 3-step drop in rhythm, throws the skinny post, and the catch is made. A fumble, however. Halim Thully brought down by Ananias Walker. Hurrying up inside, and a quick spike at the 2. ARC trying to put a little window dressing on the remainder of this one. No quit in the Beavers. Ball on the Vikings 2. A sub-unit comes in. Big bodies checking in. It's the 6'4", 315-pound sophomore in Braden Grover coming in as the left side tight end. Goal line personnel shifting the unit to the left. Fake toss, quarterback keeps it, fools everybody. And Trevor Hargis gets his touchdown with 11 seconds remaining. What a beauty of a play design showing in here late. What a great fake from the sophomore out of Rockland High, the transfer from Yuba College. And just a really nice play to end the day for the number 15th ranked ARC Beavers. 44-30 the score, trying to pin another point on, and the quarterback will stay. They'll go for 2. They're going to go 2 points here. Might as well try to work some of that offense at this point. Hakeem Anderson will be the back. The untimed 2-point conversion. Beavers. 3 receivers split out wide to the forehand side, sprinting right. Looking short, keeps it going. Pressure comes, falling to the ground, and the Vikings will be credited with the sack on the 2-point conversion fail. Does not work. The coverage over the top was there. And on the replay, let's see if we could get a number on the man to get gifted a sack at the end. I shouldn't say gifted. That was a really good job just staying with it. And the man to touch him was number 23, Ray Flood. Checking in late. And there you go. Get yourself a sack. Ray Flood, the 5'11", 210-pound sophomore out of Vallejo. St. Patrick, St. Vince product. And so, we'll see one final kick, and likely going to be a knee if the Vikings get the ball. ARC is really bringing everything through. I think they're actually going to bring out their onside unit. You can tell there's some bad blood between these two squads. Vikings with a massive upset, beating a top 5 ranked ARC team a season ago in a comeback victory. And now this has been single-handedly the Vikings' best performance out of their 2 showings up to this point. Landon Richardson, his first onside kick attempt of the year. Late substitution here. Looks like they were 1 man shy. There is 11 on the field. The whistle will blow. It'll be a bouncer to the back line, right into the bread basket of the Vikings player, Kai Taylor, who has 3 touchdowns on the night, will seal things up on an onside kick hands team grab. Vikings going to come out here, take a knee, and put an end to this one. What a fun one it has been. The night started with a 2-play, 72-yard drive, capped up by a 75-yard Kai Taylor pass from the arm of Kalani McLeod. An answer immediately from ARC, making it 7-3 on a 42-yard field goal attempt. Guzman answered with a field goal of his own to make it 10-3 after a 25-yarder attempt was good. And then Jurion Dickey came to the scene after a bad kick, or after a turnover. It was a 79-yard pass on the very first play. As Jurion Dickey getting eligible today, able to go in and make a huge catch. He had 2 catches at the end of this one for some massive yardage. It was 17-3 after that one. 24-3 after a Kai Taylor 24-yard pass on a nice inside move. And then in the second half, ARC came out fighting. 8-yard run, making it 24-10 after driving down the field on a 68-yard drive in 3 plays. And then after that, a 3-and-out and a punt return for a touchdown by Colby Eckert. After that, though, Vikings said, hey, we're in our house. We're going to keep it rocking and rolling. A shovel pass to Ferrari Miller, a 16-yard one, capping off a 5-play, 65-yard drive. And then ARC with their final score before the one with 11 seconds, 31-24 was Nathan Crawford on a 9-yard run. Kai Taylor, 9-yard reception for the touchdown, make it 38-24. It was 44-24 after a 2-yard Kalani McLeod run, capping off a 6-play, 99-yard drive. And then our final score of the evening was that drive inside a failed 2-point conversion at the end. And our final 44-30. Both offenses putting up over 400 yards, 527 yards to the 401 yards. The Vikings offense was on display early and often. 1 sack apiece on each side. In terms of interceptions, the Vikings got 1. And Kalani McLeod with an all-star performance tonight. Finishes 16 for 24, 353 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown, compared to the 12 of 24, 74 yards, 1 interception from Trevor Hargis. On the ground, the leading rusher for the Vikings, Ferrari Miller, 15 rushes for 125 yards. 2 straight games of 100-plus yards for Ferrari to start this season. On the other side, for ARC, it was Nathan Crawford. Man, 254 total yards on 25 rushes, 10.2 average, a 48-yard run, and 2 touchdowns. Have yourself a day for the freshman from Lincoln. And in the receiving realm, Kai Taylor, 5 rushes, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Jurion Dickey, 2 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown, alongside the shovel pass to Ferrari Miller for 2 catches, 21 yards. And the touchdown, Frank Curry, the leading receiver with 27 yards. 3 receptions for ARC. Some defensive stats to round things up. Leading tackler of the game, Zaire Fortune and Brent Green, each getting 5 tackles apiece. And on the other side for the Vikings, it's Santino Acevedo. 10 total tackles for the MLB. Wesley Garton with 8 tackles of his own. And getting that forced fumble, there was an interception for, it's credited to Khalil Hall, but it was actually, let's give you the right person. It was Jonah Adoin, I believe, was the one to actually get that interception. And that brings us to our conclusion. 44-24, the final score here. 44-30, rather, the final score here from Vikings Stadium in a successful home opener. DVC goes to 2-0. They'll go on the road next week as they take on College of the Redwoods up there deep north. A lot of love and respect to our whole entire staff today. Joel Shapiro helping me out with some spots. Some gray shirts coming up. Damani Jackson and Jordan Sandoval, soon to be some studs on the field after their gray shirt year. And for everybody joining us tonight, it's been a pleasure bringing you the action. We'll be back here in a couple of weeks for some more DVC Vikings action. And until next time, as always, horns up, baby. Vikings win it 44-30. My name's Max Agres. Get home safe. Have a great night.